This is the alt-right.
There's no surprise here, but
These
like
are the same people.
it's really funny to see.
They have volleyball now? What?
They do have that on
I
iPhone.
no, Alexander is playing Switch Sports.
Can't recreate the classic. Wii Sports cannot be recreated.
Mm-hmm.
Is it called Wii Sports?
Yeah.
In
Oh,
the
it's
Wii
called
version, yeah.
Sports. Okay.
There was also Wii Sports Resort, I think, which was had other stuff. I hear some of it was good.
It was pretty fun.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I had nunchucks, and that was as much as we could afford.
Well, we had cycling and skydiving and sword fighting.
We had the Connect board
That's
or whatever it's called.
The proletariat.
Yeah, the balance board.
Iris, we will be decapitating you.
With the Wii Fitness that made fun of you.
Campaign over, I guess. God. All right. Well, since this is my last session alive, welcome everyone.
It's like their mascot was the board that you stand on, and as soon as you stood on it, it go oof because we were too heavy for your age, and it's like what the fuck.
All right. Anyways, so welcome everybody to session 48/46. How's everyone doing? What did you just start bursting out laughing for?
I'm still laughing about the Wii.
How's everyone doing tonight?
Fucking fat phobic ass Wii Fit game.
We're gonna be going through Dimitri's trauma today.
This is the stream. We're missing half the party. Why not?
Sometimes you might hear my brother say stuff like that.
He's making a character sheet right now, right? He's joining us.
Mm-hmm.
That's up to
I
Iris.
asked him if he wanted to.
I think he works most Fridays.
Damn.
I'm transitioning to like summer schedule.
Okay.
So if I did, I could just ask for it.
He could ask for it off per week.
I mean, it's
If
bi-weekly,
you
so
wanted to play. It's bi-weekly.
It's bisexual.
sure.
It's D&D.
He can't be into it right now. He's playing volleyball.
No,
That's great.
Unfortunate.
Biphobic, that's why he can't be in it.
Well,
Obvious
if all goes
solution.
well-
he gets doomed.
if all goes well, there won't be able to be a natural way for him to join the next 10 sessions, maybe. We'll see.
What do you mean by
Damn. He'd live in Newark. Oh wait, I forgot. That's gonna be bombed to the ground.
What you have planned in 2 months?
Mm-hmm. 2.
What do you mean by that?
That's only
No, I
like
can't
4
do math.
sessions.
5 months. Yeah, I really fucked that math.
That's a year.
We
This is
didn't watch
Brenham, go to sleep,
what to the
my
math?
guy.
No, we need to sleep
We'll be
today.
October.
Hey, October's when my birthday is.
I'm also
Hey,
realizing
October's
that
when my birthday is.
October birth.
I'm also realizing with the
High
new
five?
layout for the stream, Jason's character's axe is once again just stuck in my fucking face with the new stream
That's
layout.
so good. That's so good.
Which, anyways, so
It's the way it must
where
be.
did we leave off last session, including the time skip? Because we're just gonna skim over the shopping unless anyone else wants to buy anything.
Oh shit.
I thought the shopping was going to be interrupted. Or
No.
prevented.
Well, the shopping in Ampharina is fine.
Oh, yes. I am buying nothing in Ampharina because it's all so fucking expensive.
I believe you all wanted to spend like a day in Ampharina.
I'm not a proud owner of Forbes.
Bro,
I can't, my guy. I
I'm
feel
so out of it.
like this is gonna have a lot of important information, and I feel like you should be here. But even if you're here or
Well-
not, I feel like the exact same thing is gonna happen where you just aren't able to process any of it.
Listen, my brain can process information when I'm sleepy, just not until I've slept.
So it's in
I
there.
won't be able to understand any of it today, but I'll remember it by the time I wake up tomorrow.
Brian, what's your social security number?
Just replay the session.
Hold on,
just
gotta
replay
get
the
my
session
wallet.
you're good. Brain.
Okay.
If you start
So-
taking numbers, you have to mute them.
For like the one person that wasn't here last session. Oh, your bed fell.
I wonder who that was, guys.
Yeah, whoever
It
that
me.
was.
Well, I was here.
if it helps, if it makes you feel better,
Spencer was here.
Yeah, if it makes you feel better, Cherry. Doom wasn't here, or not Doom. Ishmael wasn't here. Was Daisy here?
I think.
No.
I literally
No.
just watched the stream. I
Daisy
couldn't tell
wasn't.
you.
I don't think Daisy was there.
Yeah, because I remember we had like half the part. We had to do like half the party's worth of interactions.
Wait, no, because that's the session she got the vestige.
Mm-mm.
I'm pretty
The
sure.
vestige.
No, was that the previous?
She got the vestige like 4 sessions ago, like before you guys even got to the Underdark.
Ooh.
I
Who
just
got
got a
the-
vestige.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's right. That's who got that one. My
Because
bad.
I
Another
decided to
Sutton
talk
with
to
the vestige.
Sutton
It's
gave
a good idea.
Brenham. Sutton gave Erud the vestige. That I actually forgot about when you asked me, Spencer. I
Okay.
apologize. But yeah,
Okay.
so Morgan has a vestige. Erud has a vestige. Arya has a vestige. And I think that's it for the party.
So she's got a lone vestige. Yeah.
Cersei's got a
She's
vestige. One of the other players in another group has the vestige. Has a vestige.
They're not
and
allowed.
a majority of the Seldarin court have vestiges. Save for
And then
Corellin,
we got Zeus.
who gave it to Morgan. And then Zeus has some vestige, yeah.
Yeah,
But-
kill his ass. Probably
I
so.
have to turn myself into a
Let's kill his ass.
particularly fuckable swan. to
I'll
lure
actually
him
probably,
into a trap.
instead, since no one's given a proper recap, or a comprehensible recap at the very best, because since Erud is unfortunately out of commission right now, I have no idea what you just said, right? But why don't we start with Junji? To recap up until a certain point in which we're gonna get to, the party had just concluded the combat with the Oathbreaker, your supposed patron, the person that's been watching over your entire family for some. The effects gotta stop, my guy.
Holy.
This sort of patron that has been observing your entire has been watching over your entire family, supposedly, turns out to be the warden of godhood. You all you all quickly wrap up and make your way back to Vecna's camp. The people there are in shambles. Vecna is dead, apparently permanently dead, as his entire phylactery exploded, sundering one of the libraries of Denier. And
Crazy. Why would you do that?
and upon
If
your
I had a nickel
and
for every library that exploded in the past 2 months.
it has only
That's a
been
good
less than a
dog.
month.
Good
Dose.
Acne. Anyways, and you all decided before making your way back from to the surface to camp in Vecna's encampment for the evening. As you eventually find sleep during your slumber, you eventually hear a very familiar ringing of church bells. Church bells you are familiar with, as almost every encounter that you've had with this Oathwarden has been accented by these church bells. Especially more recently with your last encounter with him, standing before Vecna. What kind of dream do you think is interrupted? What's on Junji's mind at the end of that combat?
Probably have something to do with like hmm. Probably something to do with like probably thinking about his family, considering he saw, that god patron, and he's probably thinking about his family and how their like patron god turned out to be so important.
So I imagine
Probably
perhaps a memory that flashes in your dreams. Perhaps the first time you were given this ceremonial glaive of your family.
sure. Yeah.
Passed down from your, I believe, grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
Giving you almost sort of this permission to join the Red Order. The dream gets to a point in which you have this glaive in your hands, and the church bells begin to ring off in the distance, getting louder and louder, and as they do, you are continuing to stare at this glaive. And then your hands glow this golden celestial color. You don't remember this part of your memory. Perhaps it's just a small alteration, especially with the knowledge you know now. But as the ringing gets louder and louder, it cuts. And the space you found yourself in your dream is gone, replaced with a void white. And instead of your grandfather standing in front of you, towering over you, 7 foot tall, is the Oathwarden. What do you do? He's just looking down at you very silently.
Give me a second, I'm thinking.
Happens to the best of us.
Not me.
I was about to say that exact same thing.
I was going to say the best of us think, I think.
I've never really understood all of this magic and god stuff. It's part of the reason why I joined the Red Order. It was so physical. And now knowing that my life currently is bound to you with the oath I made, it feels so surreal I almost can't truly wrap my head around it. I mean, finding out that my grandfather and family in the past had magic, but my parents never taught it to me, it feels almost disheartening and alienating. I mean, my teammates are so in tune with magic, but rarely the only thing I have to use with magic is these claws. I don't even know how to handle the power, and the glaive in which I got enchanted. It's not even my magic.
I understand your confusion. This revelation is not something I lay upon others. Anyone. Know that your life exists only because you and the rest of your friends have proven yourselves too valuable to simply wipe off the surface. Your oath ties you to me, yes. But it is not chains. It is not something binding, as I have expressed it.
That's for true. Go ahead.
You are linked to me because I am the embodiment of oaths, of servitude, of devotion, of loyalty, of ties to the crown, of oaths in general. I am oath incarnate. Maintaining oaths, that power it manifests. That power is from me. And I get my power from the oaths that you make, from all make. If oaths are broken, I lose power. A mere single person cannot dwindle my power so dramatically. But enough can make my existence futile. It is a link. It is that bond between clerics and paladins, and warlocks and patrons and gods, that continues the ever-continuous circle of divinity. Anyways, ignoring the chat.
Okay, I just want to fly real quick.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy. Fuck this guy.
Fuck that guy. Okay.
Can the orthopodon just kill? I forgot who.
You can certainly ask.
Not having my teammates smited.
Yeah, that's totally what's gonna happen. How dare you
Hey,
ask me
I'm
what I can
getting-
do?
Hey, Oath Warden, I'm getting this feeling in my nuggets that one of my teammates is gonna try and kill you. Can you smite him for me?
In your what?
In my nuggets.
What?
Is it a phrase?
Oh my god. Anyway, you got me out of the fucking. I forgot what I was gonna say. Back to the Oath Warden.
Yeah, no, don't worry. I forgot where I left off because I tried having a fun monologue and then.
Hey, I put it in the chat to say
What was that? What was that thing that I like saying? Oh yeah, thank you, Pedro. Thank you for your contributions. Thank you for your contributions.
Fine, I'll sing
We
it
keep
out
it
loud
silent, and then you break your character because you gotta look at what we're talking about.
now. That's on you.
Uh-huh. Okay.
We're big on blaming the victim around here.
Oh, ooh, chat clip that. Ooh.
That's the Irish stream guarantee.
Goddamn you guys. Okay.
Oh, it's tomorrow.
Back to-
Okay. He told me about moving, and I said, and he told me about moving, and I thought it was today. So I was like, I was in the back of my head. I was like, why do you need to help move at midnight?
That's a normal time to move in the
Yeah.
dead of night when no one sees.
Anyways,
Okay.
as we were saying,
So I'm guessing I'm not nearly as important as I originally thought I was, considering you came to me first.
the
But
fact that you are alive expresses your importance, shall we say?
very endearing. Probably the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
Your companions, along with yourself, have proven yourselves to be a powerful asset. Power which is not just derived from me because of your oaths. You frankly gain nothing from this oath that you have attuned yourself to. Everything that you are, the power you hold, is nothing that I have bestowed upon you. With that said, you and your companions have proven yourselves a valuable asset against the chained oblivion. And with that, you are not only spared this death that I have laid upon the people who have seen my face before, but you are also given the opportunity. I'm trying to think about what I'm trying to say. But now you are given the opportunity to move forward with more of a purpose, more weight. With that said, you are given the opportunity to serve as a hand of the gods, an avatar, from which very many have been given this title, but very few remain in existence. Arrogance and greed have consumed them from the title alone. And before you continue, I must ensure from you that this will not affect, that this rank, this title will not jeopardize your contributions to the people of Cerdonia.
I can tell you definitely it won't, considering I'm not the most in tune with magic, but if it's a title that I can help protect my country with and the people that I care about, that's all that really matters. Being important or being well known or going down in history like the people before me that my parents protect in their library, that doesn't mean anything to me. So I can assure you that the pride that comes with being the hand of a god, it won't get to my head.
Very, very well. He takes his sword and draws it from its sheath, and places it against your shoulder, just the flat end placing on top. He says, Zhong Junji of Uruk, of House Cat Scythe, of the Red Order. You are now Hand of the Gods. You and your kin will move through the world with purpose. An oath to destroy the chained oblivion and the thralls that plague my world, that plague this world. Do you swear?
I swear on it.
And he pulls the blade from your shoulder, sheaths his sword, and as the blade is resting on your shoulder, you feel this unnatural surge of constitution, and you level up.
Yay! As if I already didn't see that coming from the previous stream.
Yeah. All right. Whatever. Maybe be there next time. So.
Sorry, I was
Whoa,
like,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy that you
graduating
just
god.
said.
Wow, I'll tell DM. I'm posting you on
sorry, I
Reddit.
did- sorry, guys, I streamed 2 years of college into one.
Sheaths
My
his
awful
blade.
DM.
he sheaths his blade and then he says,
Why?
He says, "What?"
he sheaths his blade and he simply turns around and begins walking away. Unless you have any other questions you'd like to ask.
I'm gonna call out. Are you still gonna come and make fun of me in battle?
I will provide more guidance with my criticisms.
That's a yes, by the way.
I can pick up on that. I'm not that
And
social.
as he
Yeah,
continues
I
to
just
walk
I
away,
thought I
you
should specify.
hear the bells toll around the air, omnipresent in the space around you, and you feel yourself blink and wake up in your bed. All right, so now that we've got almost everyone out of the way with those dream sequences, that'll just have to wait until fuck if I know. We'll move on to past the shopping spree. So we'll give a quick recap. So after all of your encampment in the Underdark, you all eventually resurface to find Domus. You would have found the Akan, the people of the Tuco tribes have already killed everyone around the tunnel at this point. As you just
Yeah, that's fair.
you'll probably have seen them still there in the throat, just finishing off the last of the cultists, having realized that they are without their power and without their magic. But you are able to find Domus. I also keep forgetting about Polyphemus. You find him; he's also there as well. And the Inheriar
child.
that are on Domus. And your child, yes, and your
Yeah, how's
butler and everyone else
telemarketing
on. What's he doing? What?
How's
That's
telemarketing doing?
telemarketing. Telebroadcast, you know.
How's
He's
Thompson doing?
he's doing fine. He's still an infant, like maybe a month or two old, actually.
It's just a boy.
He's just an infant. Anyways, so you are eventually able to use a teleportation circle, which that stays on the ground, right? permanently? Temporarily? Okay.
Watch it every day for a year. It's permanent.
Oh, okay. But you are able to. So you are able to leave. Sorry. You are able to use the teleportation circle to teleport you all to Ampharina, where you all take a quick pit stop, a day's worth of time, shopping in Ampharina with their egregious market prices. Most of the shopping, as I've been told, is going to be reserved for Uruk. So that way prices are a lot less than they are here. But eventually, you all make your way back to Osterinian. At least I'm assuming. You're making your way back to Osterinian to I was gonna remember. You didn't. Nope, never mind. I'm thinking about the last time you were doing a shopping spree in Ampharina with all of the stuff like with Hermes and shit. But anyways, you make your way back to Osterinian, make your way down to the forge, greeted by Halal, and you all teleport your way back to Giantomachy with all of your stuff. How Domus makes it through the forge, fuck if I know. But you all
can fit. Domus can fit.
Very carefully.
Very stealthily. Well, actually, the T-Rex is a lot smaller than Domus.
But like several of them fit in there.
Yeah. Anyways, you all are eventually able to. Oh, yeah, that's why. You all eventually make your way back to Giantomachy, where in which you see that there's not a lot of the actual court members seemingly here at the moment. You still see an overflood of Nahuatl constructs flooding the city, flooding the castle. You see Karelin and some of the court and a few of the court members very present, including Labellus and Areth. And Cirilla is also there as well. Upon now Morgan's not here, so so for the group, I guess, upon your arrival, once again seeing that the Thunderjaws are on high alert until Cirilla calls them off to let you all pass. Karelin approaches you all as he says, Elysians, scholars of Ekni, you have returned from the Latuko tribes. How went the expedition? The convoy mission?
As fruitful as can be hoped. We achieved what we set out to do.
It is good. It is good. I'm sure that your other matters that led you to the Latuko tribes were also fruitful.
You could say
I see.
that.
Okay.
Everything
long bearing silence.
Everything we came to do, we succeeded in.
That is good.
Met someone new. Point
Someone
over
new?
at the new person, Sutton. That's the name.
Oh yes. I don't know who you are. She's I forgot that Sutton wasn't there for the Aesir for the Seldarin court. It was just, literally just there to see Polyphemus and then fucked off. Okay.
That's pretty cool.
He says, yes, welcome. He gives like a courteous bow, and Sutton's kind of just like, oh shit, this is okay. Gives a bow. gives a mimicked bow as well. Right. So, I appreciate your efforts with the escort. However troublesome that might have been. You had a flashbang right now. Just there, Spencer. Your webcam just... I don't know. Anyways. However troublesome that might have been. Do you intend to stray far from Giantopiki or Ampharina?
Quite.
Why?
It's come to our attention that the Trojans alone, while a powerful tool, we would be remiss in our efforts to not acquire more allies. I believe you've already begun on this effort. It's time.
Absolutely. It's why I ask. It is why I ask about your expeditions. I am planning something within the time that, like, looks at his fake watch, at his, like, non-existent watches. He's like, I'm making plans, which I hope will come to fruition at any moment. And I wish that when those, not so much the final product, but the plans that I have in place come to fruition, I hope I can gain in your assistance in this endeavor. I know I sound vague in what I am proposing, but you see Libellus, you see Corellin is interrupted as Libellus says, "You've been very unforthright with a lot of predicaments, a lot of things, Corellin." You see Corellin looks and goes, "Libellus, in good time. But for now, if you are to stray from Giantopiki, please do not stray so far, if that is possible."
So, like, not halfway around the world?
Yes.
Cool. All right.
Is there a time frame in which you need us?
Like I said, the plans should hopefully be stepping through a door at literally any moment. As you see this veil of black mist exhume from a spot on the floor, and the black mist dissipates and reveals Erevan Ilisir.
God damn it.
That's a name I should know.
That's Dracula.
Oh, okay.
You familiarize yourself with a very pale, older elf. Older, I should say, as he looks he looks rather aged compared to your last interaction with him. But still, he's adorned in this very gothic black formal attire, this large tailcoat with this frilled collar and flowing tailcoat behind him. A cane in one hand and an umbrella in another hand. As he looks, he moves before it looked he looked as he moved like the cane was more of a prop than it was a necessity. But now it seems like a necessity. As he seems to be ever so slightly on a limp. As he looks and approaches King Corellin as he says, "My king, the plans you had in store, I have at my..." See, like, his eyes grow a bit wide, looking down at the rest of you all, almost as if he's paused, as he says, "I have the information that you have requested from me." Corell, he kind of like holsters his umbrella and pulls out this hexagonal kind of set of runes. If for those who have watched Arcane, it kind of looks like the hex core, but a lot less violent, flashy, dark void magic, and more just a very like actual working hex tech in the form of a hex core that he hands to Corellin. He says, "Right. Thank you, Aravan. This is what I was waiting on. And now that I have this information, I can be more forthright to everyone." The eyes, Libellus in the corner. And I'm going to give you all this visual.
Oh boy. Oh shit. I got a full screen.
What the fuck?
Oh, is this inside Atlas?
Nope, this is the castle of Giantomachy.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
No reason you have that.
You guys can place yourselves where you would like to be. You would be at the very top where Akamero has already placed his token.
I'm so smart.
Corellin would be right here. Aravan is right here. Libellus and a few other court members who are also making their slow approach over to see what the conversation is about.
Everyone's so big.
That's what she
Yeah,
said.
that's what happens when you're an archaic captain, and it's gonna get a
Yeah,
lot
well,
bigger.
I can't believe they just gain size.
Damn,
It's-
Billy, how come Mom let you have 2x2 squares?
Quick, everyone worship me.
Yeah, that's how it works. You watch as Corellin looks at this runic shape in front of him. His eyes glow a vibrant blue, mimicking the colors of this glowing rune, and flicks the thing in his hand, and a wave of arcane exhumes out into the vastness of the castle itself, and you see projections begin to appear all throughout the castle. Some you recognize, some you don't, but there are quite a number of them.
My fuck.
Oh my god. Okay.
Still picturesque images of individuals, this sort of illusory magic projecting different individuals all throughout this this opening, ranging from the Asphodel Syndicate to the to the Akkadian Council of Uruk, to several faces you don't recognize. Including some you, unfortunately, you do recognize. God damn it. That was
It's like, what's this guy doing here? What's this guy doing?
What do
What's
you mean?
Vecna doing here? He should be
What-
dead.
I'm playing with Thanatos.
Hey,
Um,
put him
Wait,
back.
Magnus here?
Stop moving.
Fucking I like it.
Stop. Why can't you move back now? Oh wait, yeah, you have fucking.
Ooh.
I hate you all.
Ooh, I can't catch
trying to have a
everybody.
I'm trying to have a cool moment, you fuckers.
Apologies.
While we're
Did you
goofing off,
see the
I
events?
No, we're
forgot.
not goofing off.
Wait,
We're
I
moving
didn't-
on.
No, please. I can't remember how to. Junji's character sheet's not popping up anymore, and I'm trying. I don't
What?
remember how to add his token. I don't know.
What do you mean it's not popping up?
I
It's not
click
popping
his
up.
name, and it's a blank screen.
Refresh? Ugh.
There's his token.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's
Okay. But Karelin looks to the vastness of this castle. He says, "You've done an extensive work, Erevan. I am impressed." He looks down at the cube as he says, "And this has data points on all of them." Erevan gives a slow nod. Says, "Good. The Akkadian Council banded together in what they called the Gilgamesh Assembly. The Akkadian Council built their entire empire around the oncoming storm of a constellation in the sky, a bearing omen of doom. But they took too long. They took far too long, and they were deceived again and again and again and crippled beyond repair, and the Gilgamesh Assembly can no longer recover."
oh.
Are we good? Okay. Did you hear everything I said before you disconnected?
Not a single goddamn thing.
God,
You hate to see it.
I'm trying to have a session.
Oh, boy.
I was not in control of that.
Uh,
I said that sounds like a connection skill issue, and then I had a connection skill issue.
You hate it. You hate to see it.
all right, I'll fucking repeat what I fucking said already. God.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so
The Akkadian
sorry.
Council built their empire upon a united front. They built the Gilgamesh Assembly against an omen, an oncoming storm of doom that would destroy all of Cerdonia. But they took too long. They took far too long, and they were deceived again and again, taken advantage of over and over, and eventually crippled by a single strike at the knees. So I propose we'd make a new assembly. One united here, now, against a very present threat. Everyone in this display, it is full of conquerors. It is full of liars. It is full of deceivers. It is full of good and bad people. But that no longer matters. Not in the face of the chained oblivion. Not in the face of absolute annihilation. And so I propose that we form this assembly with everyone across the world united together on a single front against the chained oblivion. And I need all the help I can get. And you see, there's this, like, small bit before Libellus intrudes as he says, Corellin. Extending our borders to Giantomachy was one thing, but this goes against everything Ampharina has stood for 1800 years. We have built our defenses. We have our solution. We don't need them. Corellin interrupts as he says, we do. We need them more than ever. Your constructs, they are valuable. They are extremely important for our endeavors, but they cannot do all of the work. You've heard of the old world. You've heard everything Cirilla has said. You're the one relaying everything to me. You know what has happened to the old world. Everything gone. And the Nahuatl were a fraction. We need them to remain a fraction. We cannot rely on them so much. This has to happen. This has to work. Ugh. Anyways. This has to work. And I am sorry that I have kept you in the dark. But we must do this. And please, I need all the help I can get, brother. Libellus kind of takes a moment. Kind of looks back at the illusions. Then go and find your help. And disappears.
No vision.
Grelin gives a sigh as you see one of the other court members also disappears from the courtroom. Leaving only the 4 that remain in this court. As you can see why I kept this in the dark. He's looking down to you all. He says, as you can see now why I kept this in the dark.
Frankly, I don't.
The Celdran court is stubborn. The whole point was to run. And it seems that Libellus and some of the others intend to continue to run. Stick to themselves. I understood their morals for a time. But now our prejudices and our isolation this has gone far beyond our own personal necessities. And now we need to open up the rest of the world again.
You'll hear no arguments from me on that front.
Definitely.
The more we can get, the better. Yeah.
Good.
So you have a pretty straightforward projection here of all who we may desire. Do you have a roadmap as to who and how?
I'm seeing Jormungandr here. You know, it's kind of.
There are some that we are not privy to. Whether this Jormungandr is. Find them. If you have any other allies, find them. Any others that I do not have in this core here. We need everyone.
A thought has occurred. When did the court of Gigantomachy get killed?
Out of character?
Yeah.
40 years ago.
Like 40?
It would have been longer than that. It would have been about like 45, 42.
Okay. Now, we've been trying to come up with a use for our scroll of true resurrection.
Oh, shit.
Holy fuck.
It'd be nice to have a family member that isn't an asshole.
I'm not opposed.
Would have possibly guessed. Okay.
I
Okay.
kind
truly
of
thought
feel
you were
like
saying that they died 400 years ago and that there's no way this would work. This is so great. Thank you. Thank you.
my only concern is that I feel like Morgan should be here. I feel like they should have a say in it.
They've already said I don't think they can make a decision between their two parents. If I think it's kind of got to be an all or nothing.
Yeah, the Ilios and the Aenys civil war has been going on for the last 40 years, and it started with the assassination of the Titan Council. So yeah, it's been 42, maybe 43 years.
Love that idea.
Well, we have
Insane.
150 years to make the decision, so we can hold off for now.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say just wait till Morgan's around to get a.
Would you like to ask about any of the other people that you can see here?
What's up with Big Lava Beast?
Big Lava Beast. Which one's that?
Oh,
Big Lava Beast.
Corellin observes this cube as he looks into it, stares at it for a second, and then it retracts, and he looks up and he says, "That apparently is part of the, what is it called? The big three of Muspelheim. There is Gond, there is Kosherenum, and then there is that, Surtur, the Great Forge. Apparently Surtur is in charge of manifesting the innovations that come to Gond. Gond is the brains, Surtur is the forge."
Real quick to the rest of the party, I'm sure we'll discuss this in advance. How much information from Helm do we want to reveal? Because there is.
I don't think we can.
We can't reveal anything incriminating, but we can reveal like, hey, I know something about Gond and that like he's an important guy, and then just not reveal the source. The issue being that he will want the source and that we can't tell him. But we can just say, hey, I can't tell you.
Yeah,
he's been pretty vague with us. I assume he'd at least be.
And we can just make our help contingent on him not knowing that. Like,
yeah,
he's not in a position to say no.
Yeah. And I'll speak up. I do believe Gond to be a priority. The others as well, though Gond would be the one we would
That
actively
might,
seek.
interestingly enough, that might be the most difficult. Gond is aiding. Gond is aiding the Aeneid, the great Aeneid, helmed by King Ra, as he gestures over to here and his court of the great Aeneid. In an ongoing civil war across Beator, Ra is fighting in a war with the Emperor of the Hellen Empire, Asmodeus, and his rulers of it, and the rulers of his kingdom. Asmodeus is being aided by Hephaestus.
Of course.
Whether or not he knows of Hephaestus' Germanic origin is unknown. But nevertheless, Gond, Ra, Asmodeus, it would all, in order to collect them, it would require a ceasefire of a conflict new, but not any less deadly, as it rages across the entire continent of Beator.
That's
You
the
have-
case. Continue.
If you have any convincing methods of gaining the aid of Gond, then by all means. But at the moment, that is probably the most troublesome that I would be able to have to collect, I would say. But collect sounds like toys, like figures, like figurines. Assemble,
Marketable
sure.
plushie.
Shh, go back to bed, Bram. Anyways. Who else? Am I missing anyone? I'm missing a couple people. John, you're here, right? John.
Yes.
Or Lokir.
Nyx.
One face, or a couple faces, is very Corellin also doesn't know about Nyx. Or the Raven Queen in general.
Yeah, but the problem is that this guy is here.
You recognize a collection of faces. Lokir specifically. There is a projection, perhaps an older one, an older visual of a man that he once was. But you see the face of Ultsmere in one of the projections. If you remember who that is.
I remember who that is, but where is he?
He's not actually on. I'm calling him out specifically because he's not here. But also, what you do also see is a very familiar looking. Hello.
Someone
Dimitri,
fucking died,
what the
apparently.
fuck is happening in this Airbnb?
Sorry, I didn't know that was gonna be so loud. I opened. Yeah.
It sounded like a gunshot.
I mean, isn't that why you go to an Airbnb? So that, you know, the blood spatter can't be traced
You
back to you?
also recognize the no. You also recognize. I use Airbnbs for film shoots. Anyways,
Oh, fun.
you recognize a collection of faces, not so specifically this group of individuals, but more specifically the person helming them. As as one of the few things you remember seeing before losing your sight is a very foreboding presence of a mind flare.
And are those in the potential allies category?
From what Corellin has said, all of these are potential allies.
Last I checked, the fucking mind flayers and Ultimate of all people weren't the friendliest.
Are you saying that to
Also, I'm pretty
Corellin?
sure Ultimate is dead. Yeah. I'm pointing out some flaws in his plan.
You see him look back down to this contraption, this set of runes, stares at it, looks back up, and he says, "Yes, that is an interesting topic."
May I
Aravan
ask what
is-
rubric?
Hmm?
May I ask what rubric this device measures?
This device
Or how it-
is simply a recording device. Everything put onto this device was put in there by Aravan.
That's why he looks beat to shit.
He is the counselor of foreign relations, so I entrusted him with the most knowledge about foreign relations. He gestures to the entire castle. As for the mind flares and this Ultimir has not been seen for some time, but the mind flares, according to Aravan and this device, have shown some semblance of communication, of sentience. I must discuss with Aravan exactly why. Wait a minute, Aravan, you're still here. He like turns to Aravan. And he's like,
Different.
Look, 1 second. So no
Aravan, what the
offense
fuck
to
is this? Why do you have mind flare? I don't even know what a mind flare is.
yeah, no offense to everyone, right? But I was in the room when they first came to this world. I assume it was the first time. Anyway, the first time one of them came to this world, right? And the first thing he said was, something about conquering the world. So, or taking over.
And therein lies their sentience. Regardless of what, I was given simply the task of finding people that might be somewhat worthy to aid in somewhat cooperative in combating the chained oblivion, as I can ensure that everyone would have some semblance of understanding what oblivion means. The mind flayers have shown a semblance of intelligence.
Have you
Ultimate
been to
has-
Silva recently?
I have,
If
which is how I know this information.
Uh-huh.
Silva is gone. Their ceremorphs reign across the continent, but it's specifically these ones have shown that they have command over these ceremorphs. These ones are showing the most intelligence. These ones perhaps can see reason. It is a stretch, but that is what I've been tasked with doing, finding the people that even remotely could aid in our endeavors.
If they can be convinced, it might be good to have them on our side. Could probably try to go from an angle of them not being able to conquer the world if there is no world to conquer. Although they don't exactly seem the type to be all too reasonable.
I mean, anyone who's not a demon has some baseline intelligence has a sense of self-preservation.
I'm pretty sure they have their own world. Could be wrong. But someone helped them come here, and then the first thing they did when they came here is betray that person. So I'm not sure
Not-
we want to align ourselves with them.
Not to mention the very council we are standing before had several members walk out moments ago. Sometimes self-preservation isn't so simple.
Oh, I won't argue we should go and meet these people, but we should very least consider it and verify if it's a safe thing to do.
It was
Let's
also
not turn
this.
down allies before we've even investigated.
It was also I should, if you perhaps are the ones to go to Silva. It was perhaps I wasn't able to find a proper visual for this rumor, this person, this Hadesi individual has been perusing around Silva, helping the people that are still around, but nobody's actually given me a proper understanding of who exactly this person is, or a definitive description of this person. So there's also that to chase after.
So on top of all these, there's random.
I have titled his description in the codex as the Blazing Sun, as that seems to be the only title that anyone has nationally called him. I say nationally as the few people that still remain in Silva.
Does he happen to ride a lion?
No.
Damn, that'd be pretty cool though.
From what I hear, he wields a quarterstaff.
Is that Wukong?
What?
Guys, this is supposed to be a serious conversation. We're talking about the end of the world right now.
Who's that?
You know, for someone who's been journeying to the west since ancient times, he sure does get around everywhere.
God damn it. Okay. Do I see? I obviously I see other dragons here other than the Acadians, but
Yeah, you see most of the people that were a part of the Gilgamesh Assembly that are still alive. You see Lord Hadad and Lady Enlil of Kyla. These two were you actually weren't a part of the Gilgamesh Assembly, but Group 3 recognizes them, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Blue and red dragon.
Yeah. They look familiar.
So I don't see a group here that I could describe as the Wave Mothers. Is that?
No, you do not.
I
will say also,
this guy looks like a wave mother.
I will say though, Akamero, as you're searching around, this face is familiar.
Which one?
This one right here.
I wonder
so
if Wallace saw that.
Yeah, that is Libellus's. That is Libellus's archivist that he was initially tasking you to find.
Mm-hmm. Well,
mission
Is a
successful. Can
character
we get
named
paid?
Tequila?
I mean,
Oh wait, yeah, you can see their names.
So that's kind of a secondary thing. Honestly, Wayless has pissed me off, and I don't think he would come through on the deal if I did it now. It's not a priority. He's a real dickhead.
Looks like she was found.
I'll turn to Erevan. I take it. Oh god, I have to remember what the place was. What was it? Niflheim? Is that
Niflheim, yeah.
yeah? Judging by the lack of another large collection of dragons, I take it you did not find Niflheim.
Niflheim is within the Forbidden East. The only visual I've been able to provide of the Aesir court is the scannings of a Nahuatl drone following this archivist of Libellus.
Understood.
And he also gestures, when he says the Aesir court, he gestures over to these guys. Mike, do you see that name?
It's your court,
No.
including Boulder and Loki.
Hey, there's Loki.
What's up, Loki?
Yeah.
I see that Loki isn't a captain. You can tell because
yeah.
he's small.
All right. Hold on.
So
There's a few small corrections. You can remove Vecna.
oh yeah,
Vecna.
fully dead.
What happened to Vecna?
So
A ritual went wrong, and he annihilated both himself and his phylactery.
Oh, son of a bitch. He just flicks his wrist and Erevan flicks his wrist. He doesn't even have to touch the codex and Vecna's gone.
I just want to see how this would have gone. Okay.
it's fine. He could even play. He could even play like cast
Erevan
plane,
fully
so.
believed that that Vecna's hubris got the best of him.
Oh, yeah, it's a
And I mean,
believable one.
it kind of did.
It
That is
completely
exactly
did.
what
That's
happened.
exactly what happened.
In theory, yeah.
In theory? No, not in theory.
Well,
I feel like challenging a god and then dying.
Man
is
fought
about
God.
as hubris as you could get, really.
Yeah.
anyways.
No.
Man
That
didn't
is
fly
not
to
a
the sun.
significant-
He teleported directly onto the face of the sun.
Guys!
He
What were you
didn't
saying,
demiplane into the sun.
he did not demiplane.
What were
Uh,
you saying?
Not a significant loss, I assure you.
That was...
I pull out his
I-
spell book. I mean, look at this thing.
what?
It's nothing.
So did you kill him?
No, I was there. I did not kill him. He killed himself.
He promised to spell
Ah,
book
yes.
his turn.
I did not promise the spell book. I just looted his corpse.
Oh, I thought the
Fair
spell book was
enough.
part of it because, like, regardless, he would.
He offered me some information from it, but
Fair
Oh,
enough.
nice.
not the
Okay.
thing. Regardless,
Any
that was
more
a tangent.
additions?
More notably, in the east, there are more allies we can find. The
The
Wave
9 Wave
Mothers.
Mothers.
Yes.
And Jormungand.
Yes, the Codex has the what little we actually know about the 9 Wave Mothers, but they're the only actual visual we have of anything related to the 9 Wave Mothers is one that I did not put on here. This guy.
What? Where? Oh,
Where?
what the fuck?
Where's the guy?
In the top right, over by
Uh,
the
yeah,
Guardians.
yeah,
The
yeah.
fuck is this guy? That's
Was
not a
this
dragon.
one?
That's not a dragon.
Apparently, this one is the representative of the 9 Wave Mothers within the Aesir court. His name is Heimdall, the old child.
We heard that name already, didn't we?
No, I
No,
told you
okay.
about it yesterday.
I did hear that name.
But yeah, it's Heimdall.
Hey, Time Doll.
He's all in Anaheim.
Okay.
Heimdall
I'm
clip
not
that
gonna
shit.
Okay.
Any more additions?
Can you explain? Okay, so I thought Jormungandr was a demonic presence that you intended to kill. I thought that was the whole
What?
Return the Dagger thing.
No. Jormungandr's a good guy.
So what happened with your dagger, and why are you returning it?
Well, I said I'd be his eyes and like with him, and then when I got struck with the when I got purged of the demonic forces, I got purged of him as well because I assume he's like a demon like us, or we were.
No,
Oh,
it was just
so
your
it-
connection got severed because you died with the blade
Oh.
with the blade, and it
What
was
a weak
technically
connection.
completely
But
destroyed.
okay, so I lost contact with him, and I would like to return.
Oh, okay. I really misread that.
No, yeah, he's also like he's trapped under there because there's a lot of the people that were like us, or that, yeah. He doesn't want to like he's under the ground, but he doesn't want to escape because it would kill hundreds of innocents. It's my understanding.
Okay.
Where is this? In the Forbidden East?
Yeah,
Because the Aesir, from my observation from the Nahuatl drone, there has been no knowledge of this Jormungandr dispersed from the Aesir court.
does the drone go underground?
Well, no, but it's connected to the archivist, who sees everything going on with the Aesir court, and you'd think something like that would be of important knowledge to the Aesir.
That is interesting news.
To be entirely honest, we don't even know where this blade came from, aside from the fact that it was on the body of some strange man who sailed onto our ship and then died.
He told me where he's at though.
Well, when you find Jormungandr, wherever he or whatever he is, add him to the list. But I don't even have any knowledge of him, much less a visual.
Well, we can't lock these in yet. Well, no, we can lock this one up, and I'll lift up the ruby. Ereshkigal, wise in my hand here, a part of her anyways.
What is a
And
Reshkigal?
Zababal of the Acadian Council.
Ah, interesting. Okay.
Oh.
And Zababa of the Acadian Council apparently walks the earth again.
Interesting. So 2 more Acadian councillors, 2 of which I have not heard of. But nevertheless, valuable
Yeah.
assets. That is a ruby, right? A shard of a ruby dragon.
Indeed.
And this Zababa is.
A copper dragon.
He just flicks his finger from his temple to the codex, and you see this bit of arcane just shoot into the codex. Recorded as I keep going.
Understood. I believe that's scraping the bottom of the barrel here in terms of immediate allies.
As far as we
I'm
know, at
assuming
least.
that we are not mentioning the Raven Queen. Not my place to say it.
Move that up to Lokiria.
I do not trust
Yeah.
this guy. Because last time was pretty hard to get away with knowing about the Raven Queen, you know? I had to say, oh, me,
Which
the
guy?
Raven Queen? I have no
Which
idea
guy?
who she is.
Who are we talking about?
Erevan.
Oh, Erevan. Okay.
Because she was like, oh, the Raven Queen, why do you know her? I was like, nah, with a raven on my shoulder, a raven cloak. It's like, nah. don't know who they is.
Okay.
Hmm.
So in
Did
terms
we tell him about Thanatos?
about what?
Thanatos is dead, I think.
Thanatos?
Yeah. Which sounds funny because he's,
Oh yeah, because he's because he's
Thanatos, but
um, well, I I hate to point it out, but if Ghost is on the map here, presented here alongside Titus,
maybe it's old information. Actually, can I ask? Can I take my book out and write, "Is Thanatos dead?" Question mark.
Is my coworker dead?
Can samples of the Rebirth
You just
Queen
write.
die?
You see scribbled in. No.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Aha. Okay, never mind. Thanatos is not dead.
All right.
Scribbles in book. Oh, never mind.
We may have one last edition, but I cannot promise it. I cannot promise it at this point.
Oh.
Give me a moment to find the thing.
Do we-
Where's the thing?
Like a description, like a vague plot.
I'm looking for the name because I know
Oh,
exactly.
there's also a couple individuals. There's more stuff here that I wasn't able to get a visual of.
Oh no, this is me. This is me presenting something.
Yeah, I know. But also me as well. There are the leaders of the what you can probably guess is the leaders of the Latuko tribe are also there. They look like archaic captains in themselves. There is a collection that let me verify if anyone's actually like this information. Yeah, no. There are 3 individuals that look haunting and menacing that don't seem recognizable to much of any of you. And then what else?
Cool.
There are you. Akamero recognizes certain turtle folk. Also being there. Certain individuals that seem to be the representatives of the Kumali boat. What else? The city of the Council of the City of Glass is also there.
Hey.
What's left of them, as if the people, if the siege of Salos people remember, one of the casualties that had happened was Lord Versloon, leader of the City of Glass. And apparently, and that's where Mako and Leif went to, because now they're going to do something about their father
getting got.
resigning from his life and also position as leader of the City of Glass.
I think it was more that he got fired. I think he got
Putting
fired.
him in a resignation.
He got fired. What else would be there?
I'm gonna piss real quick.
Have fun.
Come with again.
I think the Rosmoans would be important enough so that you can see Cersei, Dufrabri, Aruhai, and Tiresias.
Okay. Is Kronos one of the Gigantomachy? I'm trying to.
Kronos? Yes.
Okay, I'll say Kronos for now because I cannot find the chart.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, it's in. I know what you're looking for. It's in the Group 4 in-game chat.
Is it?
I believe it's Blood Scrying. Is the thread?
It was not in there. That does not have the Titans. I don't
Okay.
believe.
Oh yeah,
Also-
no. Okay, then that would be in group 9.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But cannot find it.
Yeah, because there was quite a lot of stuff going on. But yeah, Kronos was a part of one, a part of that council.
I'll say Kronos for now. Possibly a dead end, but we may have means to restore Kronos.
Kronos, the one of the Titan counselors of Giantomachy. You have the power to do that?
Possibly.
If possible, then yes, absolutely. That would be quite a necessity. Quite an asset.
But also, no, there is no. Oh no, hold on. There's still the Aeneid Council to undermine. That could be worth something. That actually,
There's
I
a
think,
what
we're very
council?
undermining the remaining, the remaining Aeneid Council.
Oh,
It's not. It's a political tool as well.
Yeah.
Hey, there's the thing.
yeah.
Cool.
Cronus, the father of the gods, not Kronos,
Yeah.
the time god. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd probably pick what is that one? 1, 2, 3. Great grandfather. Yeah.
Okay.
So that is another option. Looking at the options we do immediately have, I've already promised I will deliver Reshkagal back to Uruk.
If we are to gain the alliance of of the Akkadian Council, then I suppose that Ereshkigal's restoration to the Akkadian Council has no faults.
I believe they'll be inclined to make this arrangement.
Hopefully.
The others here speak for that better.
Yes, the
They seem
the Akkadians have already reached out. Yes, I have met with Shamash a few days prior,
Okay,
and we are.
that's great.
And for the moment, there is a scheduled proper meeting with the rest of the Akkadian Council and the Celdran Court. Yes, yes, I know what that means.
Yeah. Well, they seem to really want to kill demons. So I'm sure they're amicable to this if you can make your side work.
they were much more adamant in taking out the Tiamat, but I think now that they're at war, things are probably a little changed.
You do recall that the last time you interacted with them, there was more of like a. I think it's time we actually focus on the thing that the Tiamat's trying to kill instead of the Tiamat itself.
Yeah, that happened. God, why don't they just listen to me?
By the way, Rory, are you concerned about the whole inheritance issue you were having?
I have someone keeping track of it. They haven't returned yet, so it's not too much of an issue at the moment.
Remind me, was it what was the potential outcome if those 3 were found dead?
I'd probably go to the city.
Is that an acceptable outcome?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. It means that all of
Demons don't
the
have it.
yeah, and all the dragon kind would be able to have their food source.
Okay. Then I'll turn I'll turn back to Karan. We're in the need of an extrajudicial killing or 3. If you can put your
Oh, what? Okay.
Uruk has a. I'll allow Roy to explain it. It's his deal.
Yeah, so my father was in charge of a mine for Stone, which is an edible rock that dragons tend to eat. It was great for rations for dragon kind and all that. In my father's passing, it didn't go to me, it went to someone on my mother's side. Is a demon.
Rory
by the way.
Borealis. Yes, yes, I'm very familiar with your father. It looks like you just made the connection like, oh shit, this is Rory Borealis.
I'm
That's
just
your
flowing, fucking flowing.
Your father,
Borealis.
yes, your father had a brief period in which he had exported Stone for the dragonborn people of Ostarinian. Yes. So, anyways,
Yeah, perfect. So you got a basic idea. The problem is it's now under the jurisdiction of 3 demons. I can't remember the names.
It's the winds. I don't. Zephyros is the one that's dead. I don't remember the other 3.
The 4 winds.
the Anemoi. Yeah.
The Anemoi. There we go.
Leonard Nimoy.
At the at the moment they haven't
go to sleep.
At the moment they haven't come back, so business is kind of as usual for the Stone mine. But once they do, I have no idea what they tend to do with it.
I see. And you wish for our aid in that, in the matter of.
I mean, if you guys can find them and kill them, the jurisdiction of the
kind of like
the jurisdiction
Corellin
of the mine
kind of like
goes
turns
to the city.
Corellin kind of turns to Aravan and he says, I'm not familiar with the name the Anemoi. But you do give them Akamara, you would be able to give the names Boreas, Nodus, and Yoris of the Anemoi. And that he recognizes. As he says,
Great.
I am not familiar with the Anemoi specifically, but those 3 individuals were last spotted passing by the Merchant Guild, heading north.
That was recent?
That was as recent as I had recorded the information in Silva, which was 3 days prior.
Passing meaning heading east.
They
or
were
west?
passing the Merchant. They were passing the Merchant Guild, going north.
Is that? I mean, well, we got our hands full. Is that something we should take care of? I have no idea what they're planning.
The Merchant Guild is fine. There seems to the conflict with Heracles and Odysseus in the Merchant Guild seems to have come to a resounding conclusion with the victory of the Merchant Guild. A slim victory, but a victory nonetheless. You can also see You can also see Joaquin is there, the leader of the Merchant Guild. But he says, the Merchant's Guild is fine. Milaverta is somewhat intact. Heracles and Odysseus haven't been heard of since, but the 3 of those individuals were seen passing by Milaverta, heading north about 3 days prior.
Meaning they're either heading to Beator or to Zolv.
Yes.
If that's the case, I do we can discuss it further, but I believe Beator is a good potential next step. If you could extend the resources to have someone ready to intercept them, should they be heading to the eastern coast of Zolv? If they get their hands on the mines, I do imagine it's quite bad.
I have not heard yet from not all of the counselors that are currently present are the only ones that are on the side of this assembly. So I must speak with Counselor Deep to see if there could possibly some sort of naval interception. Or Counselor Airdrie, is there any way we can send an air assault, perhaps? You see the you see.
Blow him up.
Could we perhaps bomb the Nimoy real quick? And you see Airdrie, this winged elf, with a glaive strung across her back, says, perhaps I can navigate some of the Nahuatl from Giant Tamaki to perhaps intercept them, but any sort of reinforcement from Ampharina would take too long.
If they're heading north towards Zov, they might be heading straight.
That's why I'm asking to head them off before they touch land.
Yes,
I remember there was some reason we were heavily discouraged from killing them.
They are
because it's murder.
Heading north. I should say more specifically, they are heading through the channel between the body of water between Beator and Zov. They seem to be taking the water approach, either towards aiding the Hellen Empire or perhaps going to Zov, perhaps going to Uruk.
Not a lot we can do about that. The interception, it's not within our means. Well, you know what? Hold on.
Is there a way
perhaps
to
the Iliad ships will be shot down in the coast off the harbor of Celos.
How do you feel about a scrying situation?
Oh no! I fucking hate this spell. It's my most useful spell, but also it's my most dreaded.
Shit.
Oh dang it! Oh dang it! Oh dang!
I've been really resisting just going on a tear of just casting a bunch of spells.
Yeah, is this a good time to scry on everyone else as well?
Scrying real quick.
Yeah, you can scry on the fucking Nimoy. I don't even know what the fuck they be doing right now.
I don't need a very specific. If I could just establish a location, that's all I need.
3 days.
Also, you knocked your camera.
Huh?
You knocked your camera.
Yeah, I threw my stress toy at it. You'd be able to find you. I'm gonna make a wisdom save for this motherfucker. All right, yeah. So that went about as well as I thought it would. Yeah, they are definitely with a natural 1 to that save. You are definitely able to tell they are going straight for Uruk.
God fucking damn it, you motherfucker.
Okay. With my extensive knowledge of geography, that is something I associate with the history skill, which I am very much proficient in, can I get a laser focus on the exact course they're taking?
I mean, with the scrying, you can tell they're on water, so it looks like they're just making like an L, almost like a hook shape around, going along the coastline.
Okay. So with knowledge knowledge of currents and all that, and like this is the optimal route, can I like be reasonably certain they'll hit a specific point, like enough to like have someone there in advance? Okay, then I'll clock that.
Honestly, at
Use
this
the
point,
shrine-
they're pretty close to the Mizoian Empire, to the point where any sort of attempt at interception that isn't just straight teleporting to them would probably not make it in time.
Is there
Before
a
they
way
make
to
it to-
reveal them as demons? Like,
Oh,
know,
this has surely
someone's
nothing to do
gotta
with
have
the
a
They are
Fucking
they are
evil.
sailing they are still sailing Iliad ships. So they'd have to come in with like either a white flag or guns blazing.
Okay, I have a pretty good solution here. I'm going to sending Nurgle.
Huh?
hell yeah.
I'm going to
Wait.
sending Nurgle.
Who?
Oh, yeah. So while that's happening, I'm going to use my sending
Wait a minute.
biblio.
You're gonna sending Nurgle.
Yes.
Oh
We're on the same
wait,
plane.
fuck, I'm
I've met
thinking
them.
about the wrong Nurgle. Okay, yeah.
There's 2 Nurgles.
There's 2
Oh god, we
Nurgles.
got the Warhammer gods in this too.
Nurgles.
Okay, I will be sending Nurgle the dragon, Paramore of Reshkagal, saying, we are in Gigantomachy now. We hold on, we are in Gigantomachy.
Yeah, I think I already gave it away. Spoilers, the 3 mysterious gothic figures that you didn't recognize, it's the Dead 3.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't think
something
they
I
needed
can.
to exist
That's something
here.
I don't understand.
They
I
did.
don't think
They
that needs to
existed
happen.
way before this fucking
Okay, so that's the 3 over here. So that's
I'm living in the
that's
head
Paul.
canon.
Do you guys want the visual of like the world map? No, the Dead 3 aren't here on this map. There's no visual
Oh,
for
no,
them.
okay.
I just didn't have I just didn't have a visual to put on here. I can give you a visual of
the Dead 3? Like the Fates?
No, it's
no,
like
from
it's like the
Baldur's Gate.
3 Forgotten Realms gods of death.
Bane.
Like Ball, Nurgle,
Nurgle.
and
I gotcha.
Ball, Bane, and Merkel is the
yeah, Ball, Bane, and Murgle.
Yeah, these are names that I know and understand.
Ballbane.
Bane is like a very pivotal piece of this interim.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on. I sending Nurgle. I'm in Gigantomachy now. I'll be heading to Uruk soon. 3 demons coming up the whatever coast. If you could intercept, I'm definitely over 25 words there.
You just hear
spend the
2
time-
words. With pleasure.
Oh my god.
You love when a plan works out. I knew he was my guy.
What a plan comes
Honestly,
together.
Honestly, it would make more sense for Ningirsu, which is the red dragon that's like all about the war. But Nurgle also works because he's also just a Dracolich.
Well, I think the one that would make most sense is Shamash because he can just fucking evaporate them with his breath instantly.
Woo!
Just
But also
instant.
Ningirsu is the one that's always been like, we need to fight, please. I want to fight.
Fight, little wolf. Fight.
I will be using my sending stone bibliacore a message, just notifying that the errors are on the way.
Sorry, my earbud slipped out again. I finally bought a new charger and it's coming, it's on the way,
Oh, yeah?
but for now, you're sending your the tabaxi.
Yep.
Okay. She looks and she says, okay. Making preparations now.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
By preparations, I mean a
Invest in
bunker.
holy water.
A nice, comfortable bunker.
So that situation's handled. Love it.
Great.
It's so nice to have like dependable people.
Honestly, it's nice that they're starting to become independent. There was a
It
brief moment
really
there
is.
where it was like, man,
Yeah, it's looking like everything's coming up. Cheerio.
Mm.
oh, it's not gonna be sunshine and rainbows, but it ain't gonna be.
So
Anyways.
then we've been presented with a lot of options. Do we have pressing thoughts on what our next course of action is?
Do you mean after Uruk?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm assuming that
you-
would be a pit stop.
Are you receiving any like guidance from Corellan or Erevan for this, or are you just asking
good
amongst
question,
the
yeah.
party? Corellan
question,
would
yeah.
probably recommend getting the people that are absolutely certain and that we can get, like the people who are already a part of the Gilgamesh Assembly. Those people are already probably the most likely to be able to join this effort. Perhaps if there were people that had more, if there were people going to deal with certain conflicts like the shit in Beator, while all of these other smaller things are happening, pretty much everything happening at the same time, that would also work. But probably prioritizing the people that are probably the more likely to actually join the assembly would be Corellan's option.
I could
Real quick.
probably ask the Fiannan cycle now. Do we have a name for this particular assembly? In Uruk they had the Gilgamesh Assembly. Do we have a title for this yet, or?
Not at the moment, no.
X-Men.
The Living Assembly?
The Grand Assembly, something like that.
No.
The Grassembly?
I'm sorry. What? The Icarus? What?
The Grassembly? Is that what you just said?
No, I said the
You said
Grand.
Grand.
Oh, okay.
No, that's.
I'm gonna be
that-
so
that's
honest.
simply
I was
one.
hearing grass.
I should also
It sounded like
state that
Grass
this-
Assembly.
I should also state that this assembly should stay within the confines of the people we. It should not be public knowledge. Only the people that we wish to include in this assembly, because if we are to tell the world that there is this grand assembly happening in this one location and this whole united front,
We
that
become an immediate target.
becomes an immediate target.
All right. Well, I'm going to do real quick. What's the baseline for familiarity as a necessary piece of a spell? Would seeing their face and knowing their name be enough?
I would imagine it would be like having talked to them.
Because
Like a
like
minute-long
it gives
conversation?
specification in scrying. It gives specifications as to like the modifier they get.
Have met them, which
Yeah,
I
there's
think includes talking to them.
Well, I think that is A tier, but
Connection.
yeah, I guess the minimum
connection
tier for
say
scrying will be.
likeness or picture is a -2 modifier. So I'll say that is it. So their wisdom save would be a -2 to what they would normally roll.
Oh, well, I'm not trying to scry here.
Oh, no?
No, I want to verify who I get sending to. Because I believe if we're talking bare minimum familiarity, I should be able to sending any person in the projection. I got a face, I got a name.
I think
That's-
I'm gonna have to say it like in person interaction.
Okay.
You could sending the
Probably
projection of
The
the person.
requirement.
You're just gonna hear it echo.
Okay.
purely
that's my
because that's
shenanigans cut
rogue
down
initiative.
significantly. Yeah,
What? Wait,
I
what happened to my
assumed it was
audio?
going to get shut down, but I had to try.
Getting my number put on a
Why is this
fucking
happening?
sending scam list by just having my likeness flashed in front of a bunch of random people sold on the market.
Oh my god.
Hold on. I can't hear anyone.
No.
Uh-oh.
Make everyone sing copyrighted music.
Don't stop believing.
I was thinking we're halfway there.
Hold on to the feeling.
Yeah.
Tree lights.
Why is this happening? No, please.
People.
Okay.
Guys, quick. Iris can't hear us. We can say whatever we want.
Okay. For some reason, the second I opened up Streamlabs, everything fucked. Anyways, now I can hear you all. What were you saying?
Okay.
We were singing royalty-free music.
Mhm.
Smile.
We were saying
Only
very
royalty free.
words,
No
none of which-
copyrights here.
Apparently, the rest of the stream continued to hear you all, so I will know
Yeah.
in due
You need
time.
to cut that segment out.
Yeah.
It was very accurate singing.
It was. I mean, it would feel like you're just playing
Anyways,
the actual song to the
so
mic.
I'm gonna say no on the set. I'm gonna say no on the sending just from the people that you only know just from the visual that provided in this projection.
Well then, that significantly reduces my ability here. Okay.
Hold on. Let me do some reading.
So who all was part of the Gilgamesh Assembly? That is.
Who wasn't?
That was these two dragons here, lady, and Leal and Haddad. Most of the Asphodel Syndicate contributed. This dragon right here, Alexander Romanov, also contributed. The Acadia, Joaquin, the Mistress of Coin, who is in charge of the Merchants Guild. Lord Versloon, who was the leader of the City of Glass. This guy over here, with the big three, was a part of it as well.
So my thought process here is that all of these people are already down for the good fight here. They don't actually need effort and like in-person intervention. Anyone who's spoken to them can send them and say, hey, part 2, let's do it.
They've also, since they're part of the Gilgamesh Assembly, are in league with the Akkadian Council.
Exactly.
And if they're already talking with them,
it's near a given. All we have to do is say the words, which we can do over spells. I'll leave it to Morgan to contact the Asphodel Syndicate. Otherwise, I would just sending Titus right now, and that would be done.
Even the Akkadian Council can do it. I mean, they call meetings for it all the time.
Children Court can also do some of these matters. I'm asking for your assistance, but you are certainly not the only assets I have at my disposal. We can absolutely extend matters to more easier, simpler matters.
Who can't you reach?
By my thoughts, we should be focusing on situations that seem much more difficult, because we have the ability to very easily convince those who've already participated to continue participating.
Yeah, we can send emissaries to the Merchants Guild. We can send them to Kyla. We can send them to Gorkalor. We can send them to non-active war territories. Not so much of a like decree of ourselves, but more of to make sure that we don't lose assets in an attempt to gain any. The Forbidden East is
So if we
strictly
take that
forbidden.
as
Beator
if we take that as
is
a guideline,
yes. Beator and the inhabitants are off limits from my emissaries, but perhaps some scrying could be performed. The Forbidden East, we have an asset in the Forbidden East. I need only speak to Labellus again.
I'm now realizing, is there anyone of note in the Isles of Kumulipo?
In the what?
In the Isles of Kumulipo. I don't think there's any like archaic captains there, but
there are a couple archaic captains in the Kumulipo. If you wanted to reach out to them, yes, but I don't think you would have had the ability. Yeah, I don't think you would have the ability to actually like sending them or scrying. You wouldn't be able to like actually like sending them. Because you probably would not have actually met any of these individuals.
Yeah, but at least add it to the list if we're
the Kumulipo are part of this projection here.
Okay.
So Barovia is quite familiar with the Kumulipo, as Barovia is one of the isles of the Kumulipo.
Yep. So the way I see it are the three best uses of our time is heading to Beator, Silva, or the East. I suppose Miro Verto is also an option.
I mean, I feel like following up on this guy, like these guys, would also be wise.
These guys?
It should also be pointed out that it should also be pointed out that that he did call them the big three. He stated Gond, Searcher, and Kosherenum. That third guy is not part of the big three. And also you've heard that, and also you all have heard Kosherenum before from the Fire Giants. That killed the Githyanki, as that was one of the last things for like Kosherenum were done here. But yeah, apparently no visual could be given.
That's fine. So I think that's. I'm open to other arguments here, but I think hitting the big three, seeing what's the deal with Asmodeus and his guys, seeing if that's something we can turn around, and at the very least see if we can murder the fuck out of Hephaestus. I think there's like 3, 4, 5 big swings we can take in Beator.
I mean, if we go to Beator, we can go to the east right.
Beator has quite a number of Aravan speaks up bases, and Beator has quite a number of people rumored Arvandorians that I have not been able to find a visual of, except for one. Apparently, that one, he points to the smaller figure besides Emperor Asmodeus, as he says, that one is apparently an Arvandorian counselor, a sort of what you say, hand of the Emperor, perhaps the sort of voice, the mouthpiece, or perhaps the what is the name? Why am I blanking on it? The guy that Asmodeus speaks, kind of gets advice from.
Advisor?
Advisor, yeah. Advisor. Why did I forget the name? Advisor.
It happens.
That one is apparently an advisor to Asmodeus.
That's the guy we met, right? That's the guy who was in the Gilgamesh Assembly?
New. The guy on the left with the big three, that's the guy you've met. The guy beside Asmodeus, you've never met.
By the way, just for my own personal curiosity, which one of these guys is Set?
Set? It's the anteater looking guy.
Cool.
Nice.
Fucking
Uh,
bro ate cum cabbage.
What?
I fucking
no,
all right.
don't explain. don't explain.
No, actually, I think
I'll explain later. It's a
Um,
long story. It's a long story specifically for me.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, it seems like our next step is Beator.
Very well.
Any
I shall.
consent?
If you need any more assistance in the form of Inheriar or Nahuatl, let me know. You are still able to use the Inheriar I've bestowed upon you, as well as my vestige. With that said, I will extend my emissaries to the people of Gilgamesh Assembly. See if they are still willing to aid in our endeavors.
Outside of allies, in your roaming and scouting, did you see Zeus and Atlas?
Looks to Erevanes and says, they seem to have made their trek back to the coast, back to the Forbidden East. Perhaps this Atlas was a flashy intimidation.
I believe it was 2 late reinforcements.
Perhaps. You hear shuffling up a single guard. The first elven person you've actually seen, as the rest of the room is kind of made of Nahuatl, is kind of comprised of Nahuatl. This is the first elf you've seen in Ampharina. As he comes shuffling up, he says, "My lords, my King Corellin, we found something in the basement. Well, I think it's a sort of spell circle. I wish to seek your guidance on." Corellin kind of like looks puzzled as he said, before he nods and gives his approval as he says, "I will be there in a moment." And the elf kind of makes his return as he says, "I am sorry to cut this meeting short, but I must go to see upon this matter. Is there anything else that you need from me?"
I would like to know what this matter is, given that this is my inheritance.
Up for debate, but by all means. And he you see you see Corellin makes his way following the elf folk as he says, "The rest of you stay. The rest of you like gestures the rest of the court. And he says, "The rest of you stay put. Extend out your ears and your emissaries. I will assign people specific individuals to collect." And he makes his way, following the elf. Akamaru is going. Who else is going?
I mean, I may as well follow.
I love debatable, not no.
I guess I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Is this for us?
I mean, all three, both my father, grandfather, and great grandfather are all alive. But,
Yeah.
and also, I don't
Who
know.
all
if that's
killed your great grandfather who ruled from this kingdom?
And also,
And
there's so many other people in
great-great-grandmother.
line for inheritance. I'm assuming Ares
There's
is
so
next
many
in line
fucking
after
people.
Zeus, but like that's a big fucking.
I think Nyx has more entitlement to the throne, to this castle than you do.
Wait, hold on. Inheritance laws. We got to talk legitimate marriages here, which means it has to be a child.
Okay, so the Corellin kind of shrinks down to, or no, he doesn't have to shrink down because everything is fucking massive. So
I,
He
you all
gets
are led.
bigger.
You all are led down to this sort of cellar kind of area.
While walking down, I'm going to cast Detect Evil and Good on myself, so that'll last for 10 minutes.
Okay, I will keep that in mind. There is actually a point in which the lower levels shrinks down to about human size. It's almost as if like the Titan Council had no reason to come down here. So it was mostly meant for the humans that actually handled that helped and with the rest of the council. But eventually, Corellin does have to shrink down to actually fit down here. And in this cellar area, to keep in mind, it is Akamero, Erud, Rory. Lokir, is he gone?
I mean, I have nothing better to do, so might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we
Junji,
invited
are
them,
you
sure.
coming down?
Yeah.
All right.
Hell yeah. Let's do this, guys.
For purposes, I'll say the rest of the group,
incoming.
the other not people here, are staying up up top, which kind of makes sense because, actually, look here. As you're making your way, as you're kind of following Corellin, you are halted in place by a message cantrip. I would like to share a few words. If convenient. If convenient.
Oh.
From
God,
Aravan.
bro.
I'm gonna send back. Do we have to speak alone?
Can be within this very castle.
It's not better.
No, I don't think you understand my question. Can I bring anyone else with me?
You can bring my bride. Thank you very much.
Damn.
Yeah, you know what? Fair enough. You can probably take you on. I'll allow it. I'm gonna.
The question
I
is,
mean-
would she?
Arya definitely. She wants to
probably
fucking,
yes.
yeah, she wants to become a vampire again. At least Anthony wants her to.
Actually, for my bride,
No,
technically.
was a
my
messy
bride.
divorce.
Thank you very much.
Sure, I'll. Yeah, we can do that. Yep.
So you kind of split from the rest of the group to go Arya and you kind of like he only really like takes you a small distance away from the actual court who are still kind of like here in the center to discuss. But as you do, Corellin and the rest of the group make their way down to the cellar area, and the elf kind of brings you into a room, and Erud, you are hit with this fiendish presence of a spell circle.
I was just going to whisper. Fiendish, alright.
We
Be careful.
I've been looking at this spell circle, and it appears to be some sort of teleportation circle. Somewhere in the Forbidden East. I can't pinpoint its location. I don't know how long it's been down here.
I'll flip on a detect magic and see if I can gauge if it's been used recently.
Ooh,
It has not
what
been.
spells do I have prepared?
You detect magic on it. Go ahead and make an Arcana check, because this is a little out of the like normal detect magic kind of.
Advantage
Realm.
with my cool familiar guy.
What would your familiar be doing specifically? I'll say Erud is also a wizard, probably
Sniffing.
with detect magic. I'll say the two of you can give advantage to one of you.
I got a plus 14.
Yeah, you can do it.
Okay, I need 22. It has not been recently used, but it's certainly been renewed recently. As this is not a permanent spell circle, so every day someone's been renewing this spell circle.
What the fuck?
Well, I'm gonna immediately just use like fire bolts to annihilate the entire thing.
Okay. I don't think a firebolt would kill it. I mean, if you have dispel magic, that as well. I don't know if you have a ritual that can be a ritual
Before
cast.
he does that,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Pause.
try and study it to see if I can. I'm going to like write down the symbol pattern in the book to see it, because like I know each one has a symbol pattern. I don't know if the symbol pattern shows where it's linked to or just the single one. Either way, I'm going to copy it down.
If we're willing to wait, I have dispel magic. I just don't have it prepared.
Yeah, that's fine. It has to be up. It has to be upkept, and I don't imagine that they're planning something immediately. That being
Corellin-
said, I may have a more.
Corellin looks
I
to
have
the
a
elf
more-
as he says, and this is the only one you found. Yes, we've only found this one so far. For all we know, there could be more, but we've made a thorough search of the castle and the city, and so far this is the only one we found.
I'm gonna cast one more spell about this.
Okay.
I'm
Are
gonna cast
you-
Locate Creature on my dad.
Oh shit.
We know he was here before
Oh.
and that he teleported out.
Oh wait, you sense the direction of that creature's location as long as that creature is within 1,000 feet of you.
He just
That
says
is
whether he's in the city or not.
It lasts an hour. It's only a. It's a 4th level spell. What the fuck? Oh. Whatever. I can afford
Camaro.
to cast this. Yeah.
You sense a presence somewhere in the city. A presence you'd only be able it's almost like it's a feeling that gets stronger like a compass. When you're pointing in the right direction, you can sense the presence of Phobos, of Pavor, of your father. That presence shouldn't exist unless he is within 1,000 feet of you. But it's there. In the city.
Hey, we're gonna grab a vestige. We're gonna go on a hunt.
Why? What
And
is the matter?
I just start walking.
You can hear him as he turns to the elf and turns and says, "Make sure all of the Nahuatl are on a full wide search of the city. I want to make sure that this is the only spell circle that we..." As there is a massive earthquake that happens somewhere in the city. You all feel it within the cellar of this castle. But first, we're gonna go over to Lokier. So, Lokier, you are pulled aside by Erevan, as he says, "Now, I want to be very clear. I'm willing to have a mutual relationship with you and your companions, not only for my connection to my lovely bride that you have made, but also I'd wish to be enlightened as to how you know the Raven Queen."
Before that, no offense, but as we've already established, I have no clue who that is.
He reaches into his vest and with a hand pulls out a string of thread around his neck. At the end of it is a small raven skull talisman.
You guys are coworkers.
I knew he didn't. I know I didn't like that guy for a reason.
Wait, is he a champion of the Raven Queen? Is that what that implies?
That's what it sounds like he's implying.
Ah, fuck! Why him? Can I insight check that? I want to insight check that.
Does that mean Arya's
yeah,
like
you can
indirectly?
insight
I'm gonna please. Okay, that's pretty good.
He seems to be very interested in the Raven Queen and what you know about the Raven Queen. And it definitely seems like it's because he himself knows the Raven Queen in some degree.
Mm-hmm. Look, I do not know much myself. I've met her like 3 times, talked to her like once face to face. So all I know is that she's old and she wants to kill the Saint Oblivion.
That's fair. That's all well and good. I do know she is, in some degree, an Arvandorian. And I understand that there are others, like you, like I, that are apparently her children. And I will keep this in mind alongside your connection to my lovely bride. He kind of like looks at Arya before he says. But simply put, I know that you have your endeavors, your vendettas, some of them towards me, and I understand that. But I believe that we are trying to come to a common front. So simply put, we are working together. And I expect that this, whatever vendettas that your group might have against me, are put to rest for the time being. Speaking to you specifically, mostly to commune over our relation to this Raven Queen.
Look, no offense, right? But you've been lying to a whole bunch of people for the past, like, 1,000 years. So...
Whatever do you mean?
I mean, I would assume that... I don't know how you managed to become a fucking champion of the Raven Queen, right? But... I don't believe in it.
I asked. I received. She helped me grow in power and take hold of Barovia. She seems to simply have not cared for the people of Barovia and my endeavors outside her main primary goal, so long as I grew in power and strength to help her in her endeavors, as I am doing so right now, helping in this final endeavor against the Chained Oblivion, no matter what happens in Barovia.
Yeah, I don't much like people like you see, though. Those that would do anything for their own personal gain. and pretend they're the good guys when they eventually good deed in 1,000 years.
I don't see myself as a good person. Far from it. I just like to smirk at the people who think they're doing the right thing.
Mhm. Look, I'll work with you. I've worked with way worse people in my life. But the moment this is over, don't expect any friendship between us.
Oh, of course. Of course. I simply wish to ensure that none of that negativity comes between us during this final front, as Corellin has graciously worded it.
I mean, that's all depending on you. Don't try to fuck us over. I will leave you alone.
I have been, I believe, more than helpful in this endeavor. Everything Corellin has just given in this massive speech has all been because of the information I provided.
Yeah, but I mean, still, I don't think you're a trustworthy person. So
I can respect that. Well, that was all of my input. Anything else you want to get off your chest?
not particularly, no.
Good. Now, where did Corellin... And you see him, like, he looks off to where Corellin had gone. And then his eyes sink into himself. He stares. What? Something's wrong. Something's wrong. What is... Barovia. What is it? Something's happening in Barovia. And he disappears.
Asshole.
We ain't seeing him again, hopefully.
On cue, the massive earthquake ruptures the entire castle. The remaining counselors look on red alert as Corellin and the rest of the party come barreling up the stairs. Corellin shouts out, "What has happened? What is happening?" As you continue to hear this rupturing earthquake from outside the castle. I'm assuming, does everybody just immediately rush out to go see?
Absolutely.
I'm specifically trying to get in contact with Morgan or Arya.
Okay.
Actually, Arid, you have a vestige. Do you mind if I borrow that for a minute?
I just got this, man. You can't do this to me.
I just got that, man.
really-
Come on.
Look, hey, look, I understand. I really do. I gotta kill my dad. I promise
He's gotta
you
kill his
he'll get
dad,
it.
man. I don't know.
Fine.
Thank you. I
Bye.
promise. I
God.
promise you will get it back very quickly. And then, how close is he? He's within 1,000 feet, but like, how close is that?
Oh, he's not terribly. Well, you can tell he's somewhere in the city. He's not in the castle.
But like 200 feet?
Can you point me in a direction?
Let me look on the map. before I give you this visual.
I will absolutely point Rory in the right direction.
Great. I will be there immediately.
I'll be there faster.
Okay, theoretically, no, actually, you wouldn't be able to sense that he is within 1,000 feet. Because I'm now looking at the actual map, and yeah, no, it's not. It's more than 1,000 feet.
God damn it.
But
I think that means he's high
you'd
up.
still be able to sense that there is like a faint presence that like he kind of is almost like just barely out of your reach.
Okay. So can't get a specific direction then?
He is he is technically southwest, which would be directly straight ahead down through the doors and out.
Okay. I point Rory in the right direction.
Weirdly enough, in the direction of the giant earthquake that's happening.
I wonder if those two things are connected.
I get hands on vestige, point Rory in the right direction, dimension door 500 feet in the right direction.
Are you taking
Okay,
anyone
put the
else
speed.
with you?
Feet, I don't think gets you out the door.
This is a really big building.
It's a really big building. Yeah,
I'm
500
going to
feet
get
gets
to
you
the
to
direction
the
it
door.
Well, I can go in any direction through walls, so I can just go straight in the right direction through the wall if that's
I think it's.
following in the right direction.
I think the right direction is this
is
way.
directly down.
It's still 500 feet.
That still gets you 500 feet.
Yeah. I can take someone with me. I think. Eric, is that you asking to come with?
Sure, if we're going.
Cool. So, grab you instantly. Instantly, just fucking zoom in.
The two people that can cast Dimension Door.
Okay.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah,
I'll also
that
put
gets
a
you.
dimension door in.
Let's chain dimension doors. That's really good.
I'll also do
this
one
castle
in
was made for
Uh,
titans.
an additional 500 feet straight in the same direction he went.
Okay, so you blink, you dimension door straight 500 feet and are the first person, and you and Erud are the first to get to the doors. Massive in scale, but even still, all of the Nahuatl that are in this palace are on red alert, immediately rushing for the doors, and you can see that there are some of the Zizimame, the same as Polyphemus, that are already at the doors, pushing them open. As these massive doors just creak open, towering thousands of feet in the sky, in the air.
Fuck.
It's the massive visage that blocks the sun of Atlas, towering just barely on the edge of the city.
I almost cried on that fucker.
You only are able to see this figure, and perhaps the small dots of hundreds of Varghul, tiny flying demons, all flying in the air, all swarming this mountain on his back, at the top of which is a very familiar throne room you have seen through your scrying eyes before. And though you can't see him, there is an echoed voice that rips through the air. Children, Elysians, scholars of Echni, I come for your heads! Thunder rips through the air. And that is where we're going to end the session for tonight.
Hey, we're getting another message.
God damn.
And battle map. but no Atlas
give
yet
us-
because I hadn't finished the visual of the battle map of Atlas's battle map.
Damn. God
I
damn.
mean, like you can't even zoom out far enough, man.
Yeah, no.
What the
It-
fuck is this?
It's so good that we got the that we're on jump gate now, so that you can actually navigate while you're on 10% zoom.
Oh boy, now we have another fucking 3 months of combat sessions.
Yay!
will be moving forever.
Ain't that so
Um,
fun?
I
Is
will
this
be
yours?
moving forever. There will be never a time where I'm not moving.
I'm going
My
to try to
God,
find a
this is
way to make because also I wanted to be like, well, I want to make Atlas. It would be cool if I made Atlas as tall as Mount Olympus. Actually,
We need
is.
to form,
9,750 feet.
we need to form the fucking Nahuatl together into a
Also,
fucking Megazord.
like, how did we not spot the fucking giant mountain with legs?
Because he teleported with the teleportation circles that are all over the castle, the
God.
city.
Damn it.
There was
like,
there was one in the castle which he was gonna use to just blow up the castle, but with his sheer might, but that got destroyed.
This is
what
really-
the fuck was Cyrilla doing here for like a week? How did we not find those?
They were all in like they were all hidden like this one, where it's like they were in cellars, they were in buildings, they were.
I feel like
Because
that's the
Cirilla's
first
not going to
place
worry
you
about
check.
the pop. Because
I feel
Cirilla's
like they're
worrying
doing
about
a
securing
magical
him. What's that?
They have like magical detection tools. They should have done a sweep. I'm still gonna shoot Cyril out for this.
I get not finding the ones in like the random fuck off nobody houses, but how the fuck did they miss the one in the castle?
Well, no, I think they should have found all of them because like you're going into like an unknown place with a magical history. It just makes sense to check what the fuck magical is going
be
on.
fair,
here.
Didn't he have,
Non-detection's
like,
a pretty hefty
Had it
spell.
been like 3 days, had like
Non-detection absolutely makes that a viable thought. God damn it.
Yeah, that's why the only spell circle was the one that was physically seen by someone.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can't even argue that.
That's why it's the same reason why nobody was able to detect the magic that was linking all of the like lockets in Ilios. Non-detection.
Awful. Cool. I'm gonna kill my dad.
Yeah.
Chad, I think
That's why I was like, yeah. If all goes well in this session, it's not going to be a fluent introduction for the next for a character in the next 10 sessions.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, I'm Bill. Nice to meet you.
I don't.
Brennan,
I could have with the lightning damage if I.
I apologize for taking the vestige off your hands so quickly, but we're about to witness 40d10 plus auto crit.
It's fine, I'm just gonna die.
Empowered,
I'm just
gonna die about it.
empowered cancer grenade.
Oh no! This is something far grander.
Yeah.
I promised Pavor I'd be putting hands on him, and I intend to deliver that promise.
All right.
It's gonna be
God
fun.
damn
That is the end
I
of the
could-
session for tonight.
For reference, I could burn all the remainder of my spell slots, and let's say we're probably about like right here, right? Somewhere around here. After the second dimension door, maybe a little further.
somewhere like that.
Well, we were at the door, weren't we?
Yeah, so you're
After my
probably more
dimension door?
like back here.
Where?
If you guys can see my very, very tiny dot on this massive map.
We
Oh,
cannot.
those are friends. We
What side am I looking at?
I wanna actually verify something real quick.
I can't see the whole map at once. I gotta really fucking.
I gotta open this up again.
Is the safe
Why
thinking a
is
thing
that
in
happening?
wallpaper?
Something like that.
Whoa, okay. I'm having a weird time where it's like my
I'm always saying
my
this.
mouse clicks have an offset. Anyways, Like, anyways,
It won't
just about to
fucking
verify if
load.
this is actually bigger than the map of Ithaca.
Oh,
There's
leagues
no
and
doubt
miles.
it's not.
Yeah, I don't feel like there's a possible way that it's
3,000
not.
feet across.
So yeah, no. So the width of the original Ithaca battle map was 520, but the height was only like 358.
Yeah,
This is 595 by 562.
It's unironically gonna take like a year.
Yeah.
Are we gonna have as many moves?
Like, we're gonna be fighting for a year.
Don't
Can we,
worry.
like-
I honestly, it might be faster to just cast teleportation circle to
You
get to
could
where we
retreat.
need to
That's
go.
something you could so easily do.
But we can also kill Zeus's bitch ass with that.
We could also finally just
secure the last vestige.
Kill Atlas.
Again,
Apparently
I want
Zeus is
that
here.
arrow
Apparently
obliterated.
Pavor's here.
Like-
apparently all the horrors of the Olympians are here. Perhaps besides the
you're clicking on a map and it's too big to spread out. I have
besides
no idea where
perhaps the
anything
other
is.
Olympians, including the one attacking Barovia.
Yeah.
Because that's why Erevan left, is because Barovia is also being attacked at the same time.
Probably
Which
kinda
makes
rescue
sense
Hermes.
after how he treated her.
Yeah.
I wonder
Question,
what
who's-
that
who's launching
arcade
that
captain's
attack?
doing in Barovia. That Olympian.
Yeah.
He's going to get
do you think
Hermes.
that's Apollo? Yeah. My money's on Apollo doing that. Or could be
You would know
Ares, actually.
Artemis and Apollo were the two on like the southern end of Zov. Last time you checked, Artemis
Ares
was
was
fighting
there.
the Black Bloods in the Black Blood Forest, and Apollo was attacking Kyla, which is the city that Hadad and Enlil are lord and lady of.
Oh.
Okay, so wait, is everyone here? Like all of the Olympians? Well, most of the Olympians, at least.
No,
Okay.
Poseidon's been running a lot of errands. We know Hephaestus is in Beator.
Hephaestus is in Beator, yeah.
Poseidon's been running a lot of errands, like claiming a lot of like underwater treasures and shit.
The last you had checked, which was the Battle of Ithaca, Ares and Aphrodite were in Aenis.
That's right.
Giant Tamaki is in Aenis territory.
I mean, there is no way that's just Zeus and Atlas here in like some minor.
I did write up a list, but it's on. I wrote up a list of all of the things that are in Mount Olympus.
Surely he didn't like come alone with.
If you want me to, I can just list them off, but I can also leave them up to surprise.
I guess we wouldn't know.
Well, we know where Dionysus is, so that's cool.
In
Hopefully.
hell.
We know we aren't dealing with Dionysus. We aren't with Hera.
We're not dealing with Hermes for now.
Oh my god, hear me out, guys. True Resurrection Kronos right now.
True Resurrection Hermes.
Honestly,
but
I'm thinking probably, assuming we get Daisy's approval. Yeah, we do it mid-fight, shake up, whatever.
How long does it
Switch it
take?
up. I
It
think
only
it's,
takes like an action?
Let's
Pretty
find out.
sure.
True Resurrection.
It's a scroll too.
Oh, it's 1 hour.
Oh.
Hmm.
I mean, we can probably do that before they reach.
You
us,
can
right?
delegate it to like to an
Actually, that's
arcade.
honestly, if like
You can
we
delegate it to a court member.
we could have done that. We could have done that the second we brought up the idea, assuming we had the approval. The only reason that we did not pull the trigger on that near immediately is just because we can't.
Who are
spend
you
that
waiting
resource without
for the
verifying it.
approval of?
Yeah, I mean, we would have
Daisy,
asked
'cause
Morgan.
it initially
then.
was like Morgan is the owner of that scroll.
Oh, okay.
So
So in theory,
would
you
have
could
asked
just
her
ask
then.
her ahead of time And I'll
Exactly,
say
and-
that'll cut like maybe half the time. Maybe.
A half hour?
Well,
It's still a
we
half
still
hour.
won't be able to travel to there by then, so we'll have time.
Are we even sure Cronus is gonna? I mean, okay, obviously he's gonna fight Zeus, right? But we're not sure that he's a
I
like
think
we don't know
the
him or
history of
anything about him.
Gigantomachy
So.
was like not a bad one, and also he's Arvandorian. Like Arvandorian, never demon. He was killed by demons. So
Didn't turn.
worst case, he's a rude guy who is very aggressively anti-demon.
Are you sure he was never demon, or are you assuming that based on the fact that he was killed by demons?
He was canon Arvandorian and was killed by Zeus. It's almost no chance.
What I'm saying is there's like a non-zero chance he was a demon, but like maybe one who wasn't exactly aligned, like fucking
Scylla.
yeah,
Scylla did the
like
same
Scylla,
thing.
maybe fucking
There's
Athena, maybe fucking
there's zero evidence to suggest that at all.
oh yeah, but what I'm saying is we just don't know. I'm still saying we should probably do it, but like still be a little weary of him.
Yeah, what help do we have right now?
I mean, we got a lot of constructs here. We have Corellin. Who else stayed?
I'm
definitely. You've got. Let me verify. I have the list here.
I am definitely planning on sending Shamash and saying Zeus is attacking Gigantomachy. We need assistance literally now. So
If they can, I don't
So
know if they
in
have
30
total.
minutes, we'll have Cronus and the Acadian Council.
yeah, and fucking I mean, like I said, probably take us longer than that to walk anywhere. So
you've got Airdrie, you've got Airdrie Fania, who is who's in charge of like the aerial aerial combat army of the Ampharina. You've got Corellin, and you've got his wife Engarad. Both of like the leading rulers. Erevan has gone to Barovia. You've got.
I thought that was his sister.
Are they sisters? No, I thought that. Hold on.
When we were introduced, Corellin had a sister. I don't know if that's the same person, but.
No. Angarad is the consort of Corellin. Libellus and the entire. I've been calling him King Corellin, but he's not actually king. He is just one of the members of the court. They all kind of have an equal standing in the court. Angarad and Corellin are consorts with each other. Corellin and Libellus are brothers. That's so far the only relations that have been disclosed. You have so the people that left were Vandria Gilmadrith, which was the robotic looking woman, and Libellus Enareth. Corellin said he was going to reach out to counselor member Deep Sishalas to discuss intercepting the Anemoi, if possible. But there are still other council members that are potentially going to be able to assist. You have all of the Inheriar that have made their way into Ampharina, made their way into Giant Tamaki, but I will point out one of the things that Corellan's gonna want to do almost immediately is deactivate that teleportation pad.
Understandable.
Fair.
So
I don't have to spell magic.
not too many resources that you're going to be able to get from Ampharina unless they're powerful enough to have a teleportation spell. There are other resources you can extend to. I'm sure Morgan, as soon as like the Asphodel Syndicate got mentioned, would have tried communicating with Macaria.
Yeah.
I don't think you have any other ways of communicating with the other people. Yeah, Erud, all of your stuff in terms of like communicating with people was before you lost your warlock stuff. So
yeah, I just have sending now as like an actual spell.
yeah.
So
So you could
I'm
probably
chilling.
communicate
I got
with
a
people like
sending stone.
Dr. Jekyll, who was the guy with the big three. You could communicate with the Akkadian Council.
I could theoretically communicate with basically anyone from the Gilgamesh Assembly, because kind of perused during the party
like,
before.
We had a party.
The people in Taro.
I don't think like a decent amount of them could be here that fast enough that we need, but definitely calling the Acadia, definitely calling fucking Jekyll. I don't know if he'll be able to be here, but he seemed to have teleportation pretty down.
Mm-hmm.
Could we say that Cersei's plane shift is shifting from the plane of wherever she is now to shifting to the plane of another place? AKA teleport?
What does plane
think
shift
about
do
it.
in this universe?
Nothing. It doesn't. It's not.
Oh, it's
It could take you to a demi-plane.
See,
That's-
here's the problem, right?
And it's
Here's
not
the problem.
Vegna's.
You guys have just done a ton of time skips, montages of traveling. You guys are
Cersei might be
an
dead.
entire week ahead of where the rest of the other group. I have no idea if they're gonna have any sort of interaction with Cersei and Tiresias yet. So calling upon them could potentially call upon the other two groups.
I'm fine with this.
This
Yes.
works for me.
Oh,
I
no.
just genuinely don't know if that's going to be a thing that happens yet until I get to that point. I should also, spoilers for that group, you won't have to deal with Poseidon during this combat.
Hey. Very
Oh, nice.
Love that.
I know he was looking for Yormi.
Yeah,
Okay.
which is why he's in the Forbidden East.
Yep.
I really want to assume that Hermes will never make a full recovery. That would make my day. But I don't think we're gonna get that.
He's
I
definitely
feel
not going to
like-
be here. You.
I feel like Omega powerful demon cultists for the world Ender probably have access to pretty decent prosthetics, at the very least.
I'll probably point out the spoiler here. Somebody's going to attacking Barovia to try to get Hermes. If they fail, the Chained Oblivion is just going to do what they did to all of Rosmoen and to Hestia and just snap them out of existence. Snap their conscious out of it. Snap their consciousness out of existence. So if Barovia succeeds, Hermes is dead.
Oh no.
Yeah. But if they live, Hermes is probably going to be back in some form.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So
that would
there is
also
a
imply
world-
that Erevan is potentially dead.
I can never get the name the streak.
There's a world in which four. Hold on, there's Zeus isn't on this. There's a world in which there are 5 dead Olympians and Athena, who we still assume is a turncoat, by the end of today. That's a pretty good world.
Can we contact Athena?
I don't think it would be safe to do so.
I'm specifically not sending her because that would be presented in the hive mind. I'm waiting for her to make contact on her own terms.
But she has a way to conceal herself from the hive mind.
It doesn't mean that's active at all times.
And it also doesn't mean it's foolproof.
Yeah.
Given her reputation and the fact that she has been secretive so far, I'm assuming she's going to be very flighty about this, and trying to contact her is just going to be fruitless. We have to wait for her to contact us. Assuming it is her, that's still not a given. It could be somebody else.
It could be some other owl person who registers as a god and was at the Battle of India.
Is it a smart idea to present your own symbols or present somebody else's symbols?
Listen, all I'm saying is I got the soul read on Iris. I know that fucking I know that Athena is rescuing Telemachus.
I should have never brought up. Can I just say how I should have never brought up the quarterstaff because of how quickly Spencer was just like, oh, that's Sun Wukong. Foiled.
Look, it's a monkey with a staff. There's only one of those.
I can only think of the one.
And he's in everything.
He was in my thing first. My thing.
You wrote Journey to the West?
No! But I had Sun Wukong in my campaign before everyone started putting him in everything.
I don't think you did. He was in League of Legends for many years.
He's been in Smite for a long time, I think. I'm making that up.
If it makes you feel any better, I have no idea who that is.
Bro!
Bro, what?
What do you mean? The game
Wukong
Black
is
Myth
fine.
Wukong just came out.
I've never. Oh, that's okay. All right.
Yeah.
Like the biggest character
Monkey
from
King.
all of Chinese literature.
What?
I
Black Myth
haven't read
Wukong
much
has to
Chinese
do with
literature.
Wukong? What?
He is the stone monkey who was
Also, I
thrice
can't believe
immortal.
none of you asked the name of the advisor to Asmodeus.
Fucking.
Not relevant at the moment. Also, I'm not getting whatever this reference is.
There's a chance we die, so.
None of it will matter. And my secrets die with me in this campaign.
I'm fucking.
It's like Skillet.
I'm going another soul read shot in the dark. It's like.
Guess
Right
not.
out there.
Guess no more.
Yeah, all right.
Hey,
That's some
hey,
soul read.
Shoot in the dark. Disappears.
Iris got shooters.
Yeah, bro,
Oh, yeah,
we can't
I-
hear you if you're talking.
I see. I'm gonna shoot in the dark. Fucking Fizzarolli.
This a Raleigh.
That would be
Okay.
hilarious. That would be funny.
From Hell of a Boss?
Yeah.
Oh.
Advisor to Asmodeus.
No.
That'd be so fucking funny.
That's what I'm saying. It was a shot in the dark.
That's one of the like Hell of a Boss and Has Been Hotel. I have not paid much attention to.
Do not watch it. I was strapped down to a couch this past week and forced to watch it.
Like I
Hell.
watched
I
Has Been
enjoyed it.
Hotel the first season,
Yeah, it's not
and
bad.
then but I haven't gotten to Hell of a Boss like whatsoever.
I probably like Hell of a Boss a little more than Has Been Hotel, but like the music in Has Been's good.
It's fair.
Hey Iris, I have to tell
Yeah.
you something.
Yeah.
I'm quitting the campaign. I can't be with these troglodytes.
Oh god. God forbid we watch something. God, cringe culture's dead.
I agree with Jerry. It's very clearly the moral thing to do. That being said, there was no more campaign because, as we established, we will be executing Iris now. bourgeoisie scum. You will die for your least worst resort.
Damn.
What else? What else happened this session?
Let them play sword fight.
As you can see, I didn't have much hugely planned this session. I mean, I had a lot planned.
It was enough.
I figured it was gonna. I figured we were gonna get somewhat. I wanted to at least get somewhat like into this combat. The problem was just like I heavily underestimated how much time I'd need for Atlas's map. Because my god, Atlas is kind of big.
Hey, no way.
Oh shit.
Never would have guessed.
Yeah, so we're gonna be spending time getting onto Atlas, and then there's gonna be in
a month getting onto Atlas.
So now I am determined. My order of priorities here: kill my father, kill Zeus and reclaim the vestige, and have Atlas be overcome by the power of friendship.
I mean, I think once Zeus is gone, he goes dormant until someone else takes him, right? Because he's another vehicle.
He doesn't.
We don't know the rules Atlas is operating.
It's not. It's not going to be like. So Atlas does have his own sentience. It's not going to be like.
Never mind then.
It's not like the Hecatoncres where like Hera had full control over the Hecatoncres, and then afterwards it would just act like a wild animal. Atlas is very aware.
Damn.
But if
and also knows that you killed his daughter.
Who's his daughter? Hera?
One of the mistresses of Hera, Maya.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
It's not her fault his daughter was a fucking random.
Yeah.
Has
kinda how
he
it
considered that they kind of all killed my dad?
Look,
The cycle violence continues.
we're gonna.
Zeus
we're
also
gonna
knows you
kick his
killed
ass.
Hera.
We're gonna kick his ass. We're gonna vestige him, turning him into a cool guy, and we're gonna
Cool
find
guy.
him. And then
Cool guy
everything-
Atlas arc.
I should have probably
Cool,
pointed
yeah,
this
okay.
out the first time. I'm just now coming to the realization. When you were all filtering who could have stolen the vestige, Zeus has no reason to steal your vestige. One of the things that you all came to the conclusion of was, oh, somebody stole the vestige to get Hera out of the demiplane that she's in. But Zeus already has a vestige, so he doesn't need your vestige to get Hera out. If he wanted to, if he could and wanted to.
Oh, they're all connected?
I didn't know that
Vestige
the
versus universal.
vestige
What?
plane was connected. I thought it was a per vestige thing, like a Pokeball.
Yeah, I thought they were all their own demi.
No, they are. It is all the same plane of existence. Every single
we
person
got
that's
the
been
vestige
killed
back
by any
immediately, right?
vestige is in that plane of existence.
We got the vestige back, right?
You
we did.
got. It was Arya's one that
I-
was
I
stolen,
believe so, yeah,
and then was given
yeah.
back.
Okay, so
Then
good
why
money
wouldn't
that-
he let her out?
because it wasn't Zeus,
Or because-
it's Athena who vestiged herself to come back as not a demon
It's
free from the
because
hive
he's a
mind.
demon and can't use a vestige because he's a demon.
Oh, so he's just holding on to it for.
That
He's
does
holding
kind
on
of
to it
make
so you
sense.
can't.
I mean, if I were him, I'd just fucking teleport it into the Chained Oblivion's asshole.
Yeah, why not put it on like the fucking. Like, he's putting it directly in front of us. All we have to do. Something that he knows we have a possibility of doing.
That was the whole thing that everyone was talking about, like why are the Olympians collecting the Inheriar? It's so that you don't have them.
Okay, but why does he still hold on to it?
Yeah, bro could just bury
That,
it.
that
Like,
implies that he's still holding on to it. You never saw the vestige when you were fighting him in the Siege of Salos, and he had it at that point.
Oh, we didn't? That wasn't the lightning bolt?
No.
Okay.
you're telling me Zeus can summon lightning bolts on his own? Ain't no way.
No, I just thought that was what the form it took.
No. If it was, you would have been taking radiant damage the entire time, but you weren't.
Mm.
Okay, So my theory is that Athena borrowed it to get vestiged.
She would probably have to have someone else to get her out of it, though.
Yes,
Which-
but she probably has her own trusted allies who are not demons. That or she's still chilling in the vestige, and we just have to pull her out.
That
So
would
we're
probably
gonna
make it a
kill
little harder
Zeus,
to
then
return.
he's not gonna have vestige on him.
No, that seems like if it's someone we know, that's my bet. It's always possible it's just some random demon we've never spoken to.
Yeah, but there's no way she just vested herself and then was like, yep, hope they one day come in here and we out.
Yeah, like I said, that'd make it a little hard to return.
You have seen Cersei do it. She
Yeah.
vestiged herself and was able to stay in the material plane.
True.
And that's Cersei.
All right then. All right, that's a confirmation of the theory.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying shit. I'm just saying.
I mean, as long as we don't do anything incriminating, hey, to Athena.
I mean, now I feel fully confident in sending Athena.
Yeah, but like, do we want to take a risk?
I mean, what's the risk in ascending?
The hive mind hears it, and then they're like, "Oh, Athena."
Oh no, I'm here. I'll roll an intelligence check for Akamero.
I mean, if the hive mind hears it, it's already something that Zeus and the other demons will hear.
Yeah. So I'm saying we don't do anything. Send.
I'm gonna roll an intelligence check. If I get a 15, I'm going to choose to believe in character what I have stated is true.
Exactly 15 or 15 and below?
15 and above.
Ah.
Damn. Okay.
You were close.
Sending time.
Sending time. All right. I gotta get to bed. I had to get up.
Slots are gonna be used on goddamn sending.
Oh, I'm not doing this right now. That'd be a terrible
that'll
use
be-
of combat resources.
That's probably what's gonna happen for the first like 5 rounds of combat as everyone
That's
actually tries to
probably
get
I'm
to
happy.
Oh no! Akamere is going to lose one of his 15 spell slots. Whatever shall we do?
Oh,
Whatever are you going to do
I
with
should
your
clarify,
action?
the orbs
Most
don't
earning
give
extra
the orbs
feet?
don't give him spell slots. They give him prepared spells.
No, he's having a warlock moment.
It's.
I am bitter.
Imagine being a
You
warlock.
chose the
It could be me,
class.
except for in another campaign. Okay. Good night,
If
guys.
I could give you more spell slots, John, I would.
It's fine. I have 3 spell slots. I have a staff now.
You can always respec into something else.
You
No,
could
I
just
want- I
kill your
want to
patient.
do
Shadow
one.
Sorcerer
Also,
makes the most sense.
I do have to say, Iris, you're aware that you are the proprietor of this game. You can't just give him more spell slots.
I
fucking
can't do
giving-
anything
I'm
with
not
them
doing
anyway.
Shit for
Look,
fucking.
No. Look at my spells. What the fuck am I supposed to do with them? You know, I have Scrying and Banish. Magic Circle was useful for
Banish Atlas.
4 sessions, you know.
No.
I'm sure Fear is going to be useful somewhere at some point.
John.
So the original plan was for me to use Darkness, right? And then hide in the darkness and snipe things.
You
And
can
then
always just
everything had
respec
much-
some levels into Sorcerer.
No.
Oh,
I
what
don't
all
want
spells do you have?
up to 5th. That's what-
Warlock's like a third
Oh,
caster,
yeah.
right?
don't use darkness. Use Shadow of Moil.
No, so I dropped that plan because everything has fucking 2 sides, so what's the point?
Shadow of Moil does not rely on them not having a sight. It straight up heavily obscures you. There is no magical dark vision. You are heavily obscured. You don't actually even have to have dark vision yourself.
it's a minute of concentration for advantage, basically. The necrotic damage and resistant to radiant damage probably won't do too much against these foes, but it's not bad.
But it does perform that job in a way that is not counterable. So,
Eh. As I said, it's not what I'm going for anymore. I have a bunch of utility spells. I took fucking Blight because I was like, yeah, you know what? I'll take one single damaging spell just in case.
oh, I promise you, at some point in this campaign, we're gonna run into a tree that needs to get murdered, and we're gonna spam blood on that.
Everything we're fighting is fucking undead as well, so it has resistance.
That was me with my fucking special magic item, the fucking gas trap gauntlets, because when the campaign started, we were fighting Fomorian zombie things that were weak to fire, so I was like, oh yeah, I'll ask my fucking boss to give me something that deals fire damage to help deal with these. And now we're just fighting a bunch of fucking demons.
Oh, imagine not having damage type versatility. Couldn't be me.
Imagine playing a fucking Unearthed Arcana class.
Imagine not playing the Unearthed Arcana version. It's so much better.
Yeah, that's why fucking play.
You said, "Hey, let me play the regular version of the class that's already being played in the campaign." There's no reason you couldn't do the same thing I'm doing. I laid the groundwork for you.
For your information, I've been planning on playing this class since my fucking patron died. Like, I already had plans to move over to Scribe's Wizard if when my patron died, if I couldn't continue being Warlock.
Okay. Well, still, you made the wrong choice. You had plenty of time to off-ramp into the better choice, and you chose not to, so skill issue.
Because of your noble sacrifice, now Dweeblex is no longer a part of the picture.
Oh,
Exactly.
give me 12 minutes to find my Jublex picture. I'll just put it here. Where's my Jublex picture?
That's how many Demon Lords are killed now? That's, yeah, actually,
The book was a demon lord.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the implication.
I thought it was just like a normal demon, like a random demon. No, I guess it was a demon lord. Yes.
I just kind of figured from like goo slime demon that it was fucking Jubilex. So
So we got Group 3's killed Zugtmoy. Killed Scylla. Technically not a demon lord, but still a pretty fucking powerful demon. Then you guys killed Hera and Dionysus. And then Dweeblex. Am I missing anyone?
Don't forget, 1 second. I know what I'm talking about. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Hey, 1 second.
that one closet.
He was the demon lord of closets.
We also killed the rest of the Aeneid Council.
True,
Yeah, okay. Uh-huh.
What's your Venmo?
That Chained Oblivion fellow. We got him.
Oh, yeah, got him.
Malfesh. Demogorgon.
Don't say Demogorgon.
Eric. Oh shit! The two groups are now tied for the amount of demon lords that they've killed.
Hey, we're about to get 3 more.
And probably they are too.
Yeah. Fuck, we need to get more. Send more Olympians at us.
They've killed.
Maybe not right now. Maybe at this combat. Give us a long
They've
rest
killed
first.
Adamarcus. They've killed Adamarcus. They've killed the Demogorgon. They've killed Barbu, Maelfesh, Vukarik, and now they're fighting Poseidon.
So we handled Dionysus, Hera, and the Hecatoncheires.
Hecatoncheires doesn't count.
Well, no, I'm not for that. I'm talking about the scaling of this fight compared to the previous one.
Oh. Yeah, you've killed. So in the last fight, you fought Hera, Dionysus, the Hecatoncheires. You fought Persephone, and the mistress and the handmaidens, and the other handmaidens of Hera.
So, as I see it, right now, Pavor, Zeus, Atlas kind of is like equal to what we fought before, but we're significantly stronger now. So we could throw on one more Olympian just to get that scoreboard up.
You say significantly
totally.
stronger.
I have the list. I can just read off the list.
What list?
The list of things that are here in this fight. You're also backed by the Selvan Court. You're going to be backed by the Acadia.
Yeah. Are you gonna tell us everything on the list, or are you gonna hide little green moss motherfuckers in every corner?
I could, if that's something you guys just want me to spell out. I'm gonna end the stream before I do that.
Oops, the grass here is made of alkalids.
Oops. All alkalids.
I hate to break it to you.
The floor is actually mimics.
The juice you've been drinking has actually secretly been alkalids this whole time.